Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid's solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
I get her! Not solo!
You saying I did?
Yeah,
Come
IndianaSRN Broadcasting is presented by IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences. Begin your journey today. The Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Burtner Electric, serving greater Indianapolis and the surrounding counties. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation, we do it all. And Reynolds Farm Equipment, serving our customers and the community since 1955. Heritage Christian High School, the site of the City Alliance Tournament semifinals here on IndianaSRN. Hi again, everybody. Alongside Carl Chafin, I'm Jimmy Cook. So pleased you've chosen to spend part of your Wednesday night with us here on IndianaSRN. We've got two fantastic matchups for you tonight, starting first with what should be, at least if you are on the Bishop Chatard side of things, quite a daunting task, as top-seeded Cathedral is on the other side of the ledger for the Trojans this evening.
Jimmy, it's a fun night as end of the season approaches, getting ready for sectional time, and certainly these semifinals for the city is going on. Cathedral, a very daunting task for Chatard. They played earlier, and Cathedral handled them pretty well. They're a pretty impressive squad, as we'll talk about later.
We talk about a lot in matchups like this whenever you have an opportunity to get a bite at the apple a second time with a top-tier opponent. Plenty of film to learn from, plenty of growth, since that last matchup. If you're in that coaching chair and you're trying to adapt and formulate a fresh strategy against a top-tier opponent like Cathedral, how do you attack it second go-around?
Man, it's tough. It's a tough order. Cathedral won 25-10, 25-9, 25-12 way back in early September. So with Cathedral's size, you're going to have to try to negate that, get their defensive front moving around, try to move the ball, try to do some quicker sets to get them off tempo. And momentum in volleyball is such a huge thing, Jimmy. If you can grab any kind of momentum and take it and run, that's what Chatard's going to be hoping for tonight.
On the Cathedral side of things, I know you and I mentioned this a little bit off air, but coming in as the accolades continue to wrap up week after week for this Cathedral Irish squad, a name that stood out all season, of course, is Taylor Lewis, doing a little bit of everything, but in particular, her kill rate, and not just the amount of kills, 321 on the season, but also taking advantage of every opportunity at a high clip. Yeah,
Taylor Lewis is an outside hitter. She's a 6-rotation player. He's averaging 3.7 kills per set, and she's their go-to player. Number 12, she has 321 kills, as you said, Jimmy, 262 hitting percentage, which is really good, and also adding that 214 digs for a 6'1 player who's more of a hitter, having that versatility to stay in the game, stay in the back row, allows her to also attack from the back row and gives her another option on the offensive side.
When you are adjusting to both of these teams in terms of coming into this matchup, who's riding the most momentum with sectional play right around the corner, both these teams playing up to form of what you'd like to see from them?
For sure Cathedral is. They've had a nice run here. They've played a really tough schedule. They've had HSE, Brebeuf, Yorktown, Roncalli, Brownsburg. It's kind of a who's who. They haven't really backed down for anyone. The only person I don't see are only school I don't see is maybe McCutcheon as someone that they could have maybe added to their schedule, but it's an impressive. And they had Assumption from Kentucky. That was an excellent matchup that we had here on IndianaSRN. Chatard, I think they can use this as a springboard to get in sectional. Any type of momentum that we talked about earlier, then they can use that to build on for next week in sectional time.
We're going to step up for the first time here on our pregame show. We come back, we'll have Clark's keys to the game, look at how important getting off to a good start is for both of these clubs. We roll on in the City Alliance semifinals. You're watching on IndianaSRN. Welcome back to Heritage Christian High School, the site of the City Alliance semifinals, and of course tomorrow night's City Alliance championship game. Alongside Clark Chafin, I'm Jimmy Cook. Thanks again so much for joining us here on Wednesday evening. First of two broadcasts here on IndianaSRN in the City Alliance semifinals. A little bit later it'll be Scecina and Heritage Christian, but right now Cathedral and Bishop Chatard. Let's turn it over to Clark for a couple keys to success for both these clubs.
Thanks, Jimmy. Well, if we look at Cathedral, again, we've talked about their 19-9 and their tough schedule that they've had. But for me, the things that really stand out and the impressions that I take is the size. Their front line, they go 6'1", 5'10", 6'2", across the line. Josie Myers, the middle blocker, has 54 total blocks and is definitely someone that Chatard's going to have to pay attention to, get her moving. They've got defensively, they have five players with over 170 digs. To me, that's really impressive, and that passing is going to give us to that 5-1 offense, which they can move people around and get Taylor Lewis the ball on the outside pin and let her swing away. For Chatard, I think the key right there is they just got to be creative. Try to find any type of momentum. We're going to look at Lexi Thatcher, who's the Chatard setter, and making sure that she's running a fast offense. She's going to have to move the blocks around, make sure she's creative, find the best percentage swing for her girls, whether that's reversing the flow and getting a right side pin attack. But that's something that the Trojans are going to have to do. Tool the block, maybe move the swing off the net as well.
I know I'm making you nitpick a little bit here, and actually we're going to step away, briefly be back with tip between Chatard and Cathedral.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts.
Welcome back to Heritage Christian High School. Alongside Carl Chafin, I'm Jimmy Cook. City Alliance semifinal game number 1 between top-seeded Cathedral and 4th seed Chatard. The Irish come in at 19-9 on the season. Trojans, meanwhile, at 12-11 on the campaign. A great test opportunity to be able to win an early championship in all sports. Talk about how many championships you have to win. Football, you have division titles before you get into the actual playoffs. High school volleyball, you have city championships or county championships like this that can help build you, get your first checklist under your belt before sectional, regional, semi-state, state championships, so on and so forth, approach in the hardware. For both these clubs, Clark's we were talking about a little bit going into the matches. The PA announces through starters for both these teams. I know it's tough with a team as talented as Cathedral, and I'm making you do the job that Chatard's had to do for the last week and a half, but if there is one weak point or area to try to upend them tonight, is there one on this roster?
It would be tough. I think what Chatard needs to do is try to get Cathedral out of system. And by that I mean make the setter have to run pass balls to set instead of letting them set up their offense. If they get free balls, if Chatard has to throw free balls over the net, then Cathedral's going to have a heyday. The offense, led by Cameron Utley at setter, she has 600 assists on the season. She's going to be able to have her players run specific plays, and that's really going to lead to a lot of success and a lot of kills. So Chatard's going to have to force Cathedral into those out-of-system balls, whether that's with a serve or even just being smart and roll shot, maybe even the setter doing a dump and try to take him off by surprise. That's the biggest advantage I think Chatard's can have tonight.
Well, to remind you, while we have a second, this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, or audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited. Standard IHSAA rules apply tonight. Best of 5 sets between these two parochial rivals. As Clark mentioned in the first segment of our pregame show, previous history, as always you would expect with rivals across their program history, but not just that, season ongoing history already between these two programs, as Cathedral was able to take care of business 3-0 earlier this season. Always want to get off to a good start, but that's especially so as the 4 seed in Chatard when the margin for error is so tiny.
Margin for error is tiny. They're going to also need to limit the mistakes that you can control. Make sure you have service balls in the proper zones that you're given by your coach. Make sure that you're over the net. Make sure you keep swings inbounds. Those are things that you can control, and they're going to need to play a lot of really clean volleyball to take advantage of that.
Well, the Irish will have opening service to get things started for us. It'll be Cameron Utley, the junior, set to serve it up for Cathedral. City Alliance semifinal. Heritage Christian, such a fun place to watch a match, and we're underway as that's taken by the back row of Chatard, and already an early unforced error that's forced into the net. 1-0 Cathedral.
Yeah, and that's something that Chatard really is going to need to do. That's one of the keys we just mentioned there. Control those hittable balls. Make sure you keep the ball in play and put pressure on Cathedral to make a play.
Well, we didn't even mention that. You're right. Talking about unforced errors throughout the season, wanting to be able to keep that in check. Mark that previous point, an ace for Utley, and that one a nice strike on the far side to make it 2-0 Cathedral.
Yeah, nice slide play there by Chatard. Dug out nice by libero Katie Barthel, and they're able to get the kill.
Cathedral's been all about strong starts throughout the season. Not an unbeatable team, 9 losses on the year, but as Clark mentioned, a very tough schedule all across the board, as is the case with a lot of Irish athletics. Another ace there for the Irish. Utley now ace number 28 on the season.
And Utley's doing a good job as she's back there on the service line between, it's almost like a pitcher, Jimmy, in baseball, where you want to slow your speeds and location.
Yeah, anytime you're able to be that crafty with service, as a nice counter by the Trojans to keep this point alive, but it's just out. And it's a 4th point on the evening for Cathedral. The service continues for Utley, but you're right, you like to keep regardless of where your positioning is, which plays a big part in if you're going to shoot low or shoot high, but whether you're going off speed, whether you're trying to launch it back, as that's done right there, launched a little too far back, as Chatard will take it for their first points of the match. But you're right, you want to, if you're a good server, you want to make sure you're keeping everybody on their toes on the other side of the net.
And what people don't realize is a soft serve, a short serve is really effective because the passing team can't really get you a good hard pass to target. Has a nice swing there down the sideline on the right side. Nice 9 set by Utley. Another kill for the Irish.
Cathedral showing their dominance, which you've seen not just from Cathedral, but throughout this City Alliance over the years. Some of the top players across the state call home this city tournament. As there's another ace for the Irish to make it 6-1. Well, so much of this, it's a neutral site, even though both teams are going to travel very well. As Taylor Lewis, we've mentioned her a number of times in the pregame show tonight as well, continues her service after that ace. But when you look at how talented this group has been across the season, it's been what you expect out of Cathedral, particularly on the volleyball side of things. Action right in front of the net, and that will be a point for the Irish, tipped out. Last touch by Chatard, make it 7-1 Cathedral.
Yeah, and there you have a free ball play where Utley's able to set the offense, and they have an outside hitter just run down the middle, gives her plenty of options, plenty of court to choose from, able to knock it away for a kill.
That is received by Shanks on the back end, attempting to get it over. They do keep it alive. Action just long, and a point for the Trojans, 7-2.
Nice job there by Chatard. Had to send a free ball over, withstood the offensive play by the Irish. Swing just long. Got a side out.
Carson Kramer, the seniors, make that correction. Tristan Morris, the junior, I apologize, set to serve for the Trojans. Received by the libero on the backside. Action outside. Quinn Johnson able to keep that alive initially, and then nice attack on the far side by the Trojans to cut this to a 4-point deficit, 7-3.
Yeah, nice swing there by the Trojans, able to get that back corner, hit it over the block, and no one to home.
Morris will have another opportunity serving. 14 aces now on the season for her. Thrown all the way to the back row. Nice receipt there by Johnson. Keeps things alive for the Trojans. Play in front of the net. Just too low on the shot. Unable to get it over where they wanted to. Another unforced error leads to a Trojans point. Makes it 7-4.
Yeah, not much to do there on that offensive possession. Tight pass. It had to come to the back row and a hitting error into the net. But there was a serving error for Chatard and a side out for the Irish.
Well, even if these are two highly talented teams, anytime you're a doorstep away from any kind of championship, City Alliance final berth on the line, a healthy amount of unforced errors on both sides in this first set. From the Irish, that shot is long.
A nice pass and execution on the slide, just a little too wide. And that's the second hitting error for Cathedral. That's what Chatard needs to stay in that game, grab some momentum, get an ace here, and get you keep climbing up that scoreboard.
You have to be creative on your offensive attack, as you alluded to in your keys, but you'll welcome any unforced errors from the Irish to get you back into this game as well. That battle is won up front. Give credit to Lauren Shanks on the battle in front of the net, and it's a 2-point game.
Yeah, and Shanks was just a little off the net there, Jimmy. She was off far enough that she was able to tool it off the block, power through it, and goes down for a kill for Shanks.
Serve to the back row. Nice timed finesse shot. Now it's just hot potato in front of the net on both sides. Good bump to set up action from the back row, and a well-timed right place, right time shot by the Irish. That's Carson Kramer. Makes it 9-6.
Nice play by Kramer. I like it when those front row players just take it and just swipe it straight down. You don't have to smash it hard. Just find an open spot.
Opposite side. Irish have to readjust. There's Kramer, and a good dig by the Trojans. Extended rally here by both teams. Misdirection shot, and that's a tough play. Had to get low for that. Did Johnson, unable to get it over the net, and the Irish lead back to 4.
Yeah, nice dump there by Cameron Utley. She was at the net. Saw that the rally was going on, saw a hole in the defense in the middle, was able to take it to the left hand and put it there in zone 6.
Far side by the Trojans. They'll go outside to Kramer again. A nice dig, and it will stay in play, but takes a bad bounce for the Trojans. Lands on their side, another point for the Irish.
Kramer's been very impressive here the last couple of possessions.
Really showing the power on that strike. Received to the back row by Shanks. She'll take it and send it into the net. 12-6 Irish.
Kramer establishing that cross-court swing. You know, you get 2 or 3 of those kills, Jimmy, and just like we said with setting, you can mix it up, and then you can go sideline, you can go tip.
Really opens things up. Soft shot, but a good counter by the Irish. Makes it 13-6. It's now a 5-0 run since the Trojans got it to 2.
Josie Myers there, 15, the 6'2" middle hitter, is able to read the defense and just tip it over the front line.
Well done by the sophomore. Outside, a block. Well done on the outside. Myers there along with Kramer. Lead up to 8, 14-6. Largest of the match for the Irish.
It's so important for that block just to make sure your hands are pushing down in the right spot. Keep that ball in play.
Timeout taken. We'll take one as well. Irish lead in the first set, 14-6 on IndianaSRN. Back here at Heritage Christian alongside Clark Chafin, I'm Jimmy Cook. Service for the Irish out of the timeout by Chatard, leading by 8. Largest lead of the match, and a great play initially made there by the Trojans to make that a difficult opportunity.
And Jimmy, that possession right there you see what the benefits of a real good pass was. That pass was to target. Thatcher was right there on top of the eagle, right? So she had all of her hitting options available. And Shanks comes up and puts it away after the nice pass.
Cuts it to 7. It ends what was a 6-0 scoring run by the Irish, and 2 straight now for the Trojans. That shot by Myers is wide.
Nothing like a timeout in volleyball to get momentum going. 3 straight points here by the Trojans.
Well, that's what you want to see happen if you're on that coaching staff. You hate for an unforced error to happen right out of the gate of a timeout. A good block there in front of the net. Kramer one more time floats it. Trojans were ready for it, though.
Shanks finds the corner. A little out of the system, is able to hit it right over the defense, put some top spin on it, let that ball tumble down. Find that back corner.
Well, you talked about being creative, but also being opportunistic at times, like Shanks was there. Have to be able to build that in offensively to keep pace with the Irish. Service was low. A block well done on the far side. Involved was Thatcher. But a misplayed return attempt on the Irish return leads to a Cathedral point, 15-9.
Kramer just showing all the arsenal. She able to really swung in that first one, got blocked. Good recovery, though, in the back by Taylor Lewis to reset the offense. And there she just had a controlled kill shot there in the back corner.
Irish service received by the Trojans. Bounce it outside. That's dug in nicely, and it stays in play. Misdirection shot. Trojans unable to keep it alive. Well-timed drop shot right in front of the net. I believe that was...
Yeah, Utley with the second time there on the dump that she was able to put it right there in the middle of the defense. But the service error gives the ball right back to the Trojans.
Make it 16-10 after the chaos calms down between that quick momentum grab it looked like by Cathedral and then the unforced error. Race to 20, as it were. Irish on the door. Of course, first team at 25, and a nice kill there by the Irish. We like to have that game within the set itself. Different markers first to X, Y, or Z. In this case, Irish approaching that vice grip-like goal of 20.
And Jimmy, that ball was hammered. That was the perfect pass to target, and Lewis just smashed that one.
Outside, more strength behind that one, finds the back line.
Puts it right between the back row there and the defense. Over the block, and then the next kill, got a little side spin on it to the back portion as well, to the back right corner. Taylor Lewis, 2 consecutive kills.
Action in front of the net, and that finds the corner. Well-timed shot by Chatard. Brings them back within 7.
Yeah, nice offensive possession. They're able to run a 6 play, which is just right behind the setter. Quick tempo ball. Caught the defense off guard.
Quinn Johnson, the service. Air milled it far to the right side. Lead back to 8 for Cathedral.
Oh, and that's just tough. If you're Chatard, you make a really nice play, and you come back with a service error. You kind of just kills that momentum that you're trying to grab.
Utley, service to the far right side and misplayed. Tough platform there on the back row. Irish 5 points away from taking game 1. Utley measures with the jump serve. This one returnable for the Trojans, and they do so. Ready for the misdirection shot. Outside they work. That'll be down for the kill.
Yeah, Myra Lockett tools it off the block. As we see here, this possession, the dump. Referee didn't call a back row attack. She stayed under the net. But Chatard able to put it in play and get a nice assist and follow that up with an ace.
Yeah, misplayed on the back row. Lewis just, I think, mistimed the jump. And a heck of a ace dueled out there by Lexi Thatcher. The senior prepares her serve with the Trojans down 7. Scored the last 2. Outside, Shanks. Play right in front of the net now, and that's a tough play to be made there by Thatcher. Makes it an 8-point advantage for Cathedral.
Getting them out of system. The best way for that is just to get that ball high into the middle. That gives the setter enough time to get under it and try to read the defense and move the block and get the best option.
Lewis prepares her serve. Trojans try to battle it cleanly, but it's blocked in front of the net.
Comes a free ball.
That's struck with authority. Bodies diving everywhere to make this play, and on the ground, Trojans able to keep that alive. One of our longer extended rallies of the match, but it'll go for the Irish.
I think they were called for maybe a carry there.
Yeah, looked like from our vantage point.
Sure did, but great offensive attack and good job of Chatard of trying to battle through it.
Doing everything they could to extend that. That shot is just out. Couldn't find the left line. 2 points away from taking this first set.
Well, in your Cathedral, you're doing exactly what you want. You're keeping the ball in play. you're not letting Chatard get downhill and get some momentum and keep rolling. You're stopping their spurts and playing well.
Powering through a block on the far side is Amira Lockett.
Lockett just getting in transition on the right side is able to hit it right through Kramer.
Takes a lot of power to do that. Chatard hanging around, but that's airmailed and set point all of a sudden for Cathedral. 24-14 your score. Hannah Barbie serving. Take this first set. Trojans trying to find a rally. They'll go opposite side. Blocked well by Chatard. They'll stay on that side with their attack, and it'll drop down. A well-timed shot, and Cathedral takes set number one, 25-14. Able to put together a nice 7-4 scoring run down the stretch. We'll be back with set two here in the City Alliance semifinals on IndianaSRN.
High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 160,000 participants here in Indiana who take part in high school sports.
Welcome back to IndianaSRN's coverage of the City Alliance Championships. Don't forget, tomorrow night here on IndianaSRN.org, it'll be the City Alliance final. Troy Darengowski, the coach Keith Myers will be on the call. Be sure to go to IndianaSRN.org for start times and coverage of that match.
Should be a good second match tonight, too, with Heritage Christian taking on Scecina, both 2 and 3 seeds. They played earlier in the year as well, and pretty tight three-set win for Scecina, so that should be a good contest as well. Looking forward to that one too, Jimmy.
Clark and I will be back along for that ride. Have a little bit of a break in terms of our call when we have that broadcast, but this feed will stay live and stay the same, so get some popcorn, maybe it's still warm enough. Throw some burgers on the grill if you haven't had dinner yet. We're still rolling in the fall.
Hey, Ernie Banks, let's play too.
Why not?
Let's play too.
Chatard and Cathedral, we mentioned battling out here in this first semifinal game. The Irish take set one 25-14. There were windows of opportunity for the Trojans to make some noise, perhaps even steal that game, but Cathedral able to overcome some unforced errors and flex their muscles.
And you know, Jimmy, even if I look at the regular season, the closest Chatard came to Cathedral was 25-12. So 25-14 there's a lot of positives certainly there, and they were scrappy. There was a lot of free ball plays that Cathedral had that Chatard was able to get the ball up and get a set on it and put a swing and put the ball back in play.
Unforced error out of the gate for the Trojans, and the first strike belongs to Cathedral here in set 2 in this best of 5.
I have that as the 4th serving error of the night for the Chatard Trojans. That's something that they'll want to make sure they get that cleaned up as they head farther into set 2.
Action in front of the net and just tapped at. That's all Josie Myers needed for that point. 2-0 Irish.
Myers just aware. Good net play by the middle, recognizing that pass was just a little high and just taking it straight down for the kill.
Unforced error by the Irish on that service, so it'll give it to Chatard. Well, now you have an opportunity. It's tough to string together long runs after that initial serve. Everything is team-based. There's only so much you can ask for of Tristan Morris, but it'd be nice if you're the Trojans to put together a string of points here.
Yeah, and that starts with the serve and getting to wherever that zone that coach is calling. A lot of times coaches will call a corner zone, whether it's zone 1 or zone 5, to make it an out-of-system ball and harder for that setter to get to. So it starts with making sure you're right placement. I love those short passes or those short serves. As you can see, it causes confusion. Frontline players aren't used to handling those serves.
Well, now 3 straight points for the Trojans. That's one of their few leads of this match. Irish come back firing there. That was a high velocity spike. Go opposite side, and Myers able to get credit with the kill going cross body.
Yeah, a little slide play there that time when the middle going from the middle as we see it here. Myers goes all the way to the right pin, hits a cross. She's been long and wide the first 2 plays of the slide. That time she was able to execute it, get more of a downward swing, get a kill.
Avery with the serve. Well read by the Trojans. One more to get it over, and the Irish do so. Battle in front of the net. That was served up on a tee.
Yeah, it was a tough play. Chatard has a free ball coming over. You want to set that up. It all starts with a good pass. The overpass, Myers is right there in the middle to put that ball away.
Lewis won't find an easier ball than that coming her way in front of the net. Well played strike, though, on the far side by the Trojans. Ties us at 4.
And good job by the setter there of moving the block, moving the ball around so that the defense, that front row defense of the Irish can't key on one particular player.
Feltz, the senior, serves it up. Trojans answer back. Go outside, make that opposite side, and it's down for a kill. Unable to get a paw on that was Feltz.
Yeah, Hannah Barbie again on the slide. They send over a free ball. You get a good pass. Utley's able to put it in the right spot on the slide and going across, gets the kill.
That'll be Utley with serving honors. 1 point advantage for the Irish here at 5-4. They're led by double figures a number of times. That'll be a point for the Irish. Say contact with the net.
Got 4 contact there. Yep. They didn't get it over the net, and I like the play. They ran a 31 there, which is a quick tempo ball, which moves the hitter between the outside hitter and the middle, kind of puts him right in the middle of that space. Just couldn't connect, but I like the tempo play.
Utley puts that in play. Nice block by the Irish. Opposite side. 2 quality blocks by the Trojans, I beg your pardon. And that one leads to points.
Yeah, Cathedral just a little time off on that play. They were able to get a free ball and get the ball to the spot they wanted, just weren't able to connect. And Chatard now with the side out with an opportunity to tie this game here in the second set, Jimmy.
Served in play. Counter strike. Did it get in? It did. Finds inside that left line. And a point for the Irish.
Another nice quick tempo ball by the middle hitter is able to, when you're a middle, you want to hit those corners. You're looking for those deep corners in either side of the court and able to execute there.
Taylor Lewis now serving. One of the stars on this Irish roster. Outside they look for Shanks. Irish will go outside to Kramer. Nice dig in there by the Trojans, but a better block up front and a point for Cathedral. Barbie again involved.
Yeah, Shanks with a nice dig. Good pass to set up the offense. Just wasn't able to communicate. And again, that height is one of the strengths that the Irish have that we talked from the beginning. It's a big factor.
Lewis once again serving. That one just kind of dunked in by Kramer right in front of the net. Had the advantage and a point for Cathedral once again.
The overpass, they're able to, Kramer was able to put it straight down, got the Trojans out of system, and they could not recover.
Well, this is an area where if you're Chatard at this point in the match, you cannot afford Cathedral to build this lead any further. It's advantage 4 right now. And powering through a block. Well done to keep it at bay by Shanks.
A nice swing there by Shanks. Nice and powerful swing. Notice how she had to be with the setter a little bit farther back from the net as they're able to give her enough room to create a little more speed on that swing.
Senior and Shanks, now her turn to serve, and it's into the net. Well, it is the recipe that's there for the Trojans, and it's not an easy recipe, but you have to be near perfect in terms of the amount of unforced errors you're committing.
Especially with a team as talented and as deep as Cathedral is.
Far side, and that's launched to the left of the line.
Called a net violation, I believe.
Good eye. Will be a point instead for Chatard. Again, we've talked about Chatard not committing those unforced errors. They'll welcome as many as they can get out of this disciplined Cathedral team.
Absolutely they will, and they got to make sure now that they capitalize on it. Good serve there.
Play in front of the net, dug in well. Lockett. Outside, Kramer. Opposite way. It's dropped in cleanly. Set up. Near side. That battle commences. Kramer got low for that. Lewis comes in. Maybe the longest rally of the match to this point. Finally put away that time by Josie Myers.
Oh, good resilience by both teams, battling back and forth, sending free balls, making hard swings. And ultimately, we have a quick one ball here to Myers, and she puts it away. You know, I think the key to that, where Utley was setting from, wasn't where a normal setter was, so it kind of pushed the hitter a little to the outside and gave her an open lane.
Matches the largest lead of the match, and now is the largest lead of the match. Make that the set, I should say, for the Irish. They're now by 5. Approaching that race to 20, where you kind of have command of things. At least that's what they did last set. Launch long. Every time looks like Cathedral might break away, either unforced error or a timely play by Chatard. Keeps it at bay.
And Chatard's definitely doing all they can to battle as they send Lexi Thatcher back, so she'll be at the back row. So all 3 hitters are at her exposure here for this particular play.
They play right in front. Trojans in the right spot. Trying to find a weak opportunity. Once again, they go to Myers. They like the matchup they have there in the middle, and that's well struck to find the inside corner. Make this a 3-point ball game.
Good swing by Lockett. The little cut shot, as you can see, kind of her hand goes there to the right. Able to put a little spin on it, find that back corner. It gives her at least 3 kills on the night.
Good string starting to get together by Chatard to make this a 3-point game. They'll go opposite side to Myers. That's blocked initially. One more to get it over, and it's blocked. Well played right up front with Utley and Myers. Point for the Irish.
Jimmy, you can't teach 6'2".
No, you can't.
And 6'2" with a long wingspan just makes it even more challenging for Chatard. Good job by Myers. Good timing in the right position. Was able to press her hands down for that block and get the point for the Trojans, or for Cathedral.
Casey serves it in play. Cross body shot. It'll be a point for the Trojans.
Net violation looked like on Cathedral as Chatard ran that free ball slide play, which we've seen both teams execute tonight.
Kristen now to serve. Three-point game. Here in the second set, Irish lead. 1-0. Play outside. Bigmeyer had to dig in for that. And that'll be, they'll say it's out. Thought it was going to find the inside of the line, but the back judge says no.
And I'll tell you, being a fan, it depends on your angle a lot of times where you sit, but that back row judge has the perfect angle. He's right down the line and just went beyond the boundary.
Makes it 14-10. Cross-court shot. That one does find the corner. Or was it tipped either way? It's a point for the Irish.
Good play
or
there.
For the Trojans, I beg your pardon.
Good play there by Chatard, able to get that point right back. Let's see if they can gather some momentum here off the serve.
Served in nicely. And a little finesse shot. Diving play to keep that alive by Thatcher. Irish trying all the misdirection. And that's airmailed. 15-11.
Now, the one thing when a setter dumps, the one thing it does is a lot of times if they're not going to get a kill out of it, they're trying to get the other team out of system. In that case, Thatcher had to take that dig, and she's your setter, so that puts someone else in a different role and gets them out of system.
Utley measures her jump serve. Got a little crisp of the net there and absolutely clobbered by Lewis.
Yeah, the overpass again, just put it on a tee. Here you see her eyes get really big and just go straight down almost to the 10-foot line. An impressive swing by Taylor Lewis.
Junior knew it before she took off. 16-11. Irish back in command. Hoping to gain that separation they've been seeking in this second set. Trojans not wanting to go away quietly as a nice shot there by Shanks to keep it within 4.
Now the double block came over to Shanks. She's recognized that zone 4 was wide open. Was able to put a little fist on it and punch it over the net and get that ball to hit the ground.
Mallory Dills, a correction, make that Riley Kramer, my apologies, set to serve it up. Cross shot and trying to get a paw on that was Johnson. She did, but it ricochets out. Lead 5 for the Irish.
And just the versatility there of Taylor Lewis. She's able to, we've seen her hit and may have a kill at all 3 different sides of the court, whether it's from the middle, the outside, or the right side. Very impressive.
Lewis now serving. Play in front of the net. Well-timed play by Utley to keep that alive. Opposite side, Shanks. Irish will reset. Kramer right there, has some speed, but it's too much on it. Point Trojans.
Quinn Johnson, the libero for Chatard, really had a nice dig. Looked like Cathedral was trying to put it in the corner, one of those soft, dead sets in the corner. She was able to get it back, and they ultimately end up in a point for Chatard.
Shanks' service be an ace. And this is a much-needed stretch by the Trojans to close the gap.
You know, you find this a lot in volleyball, Jimmy, where it feels like one team's kind of dominated a set, and you look up and they're only 2 or 3 points away, and that's kind of what's happened here in set 2.
Regroup if you're Cathedral, and you have to wonder, as that's out, how long before you utilize a timeout to regroup on things.
Again, momentum is such a big thing here in volleyball. Now they've closed it to only 2 points and have a chance to a nice short serve there.
More points than the Trojans scored in that first set. Misdirection shot right there. Kramer trying to settle the ship. Trojans not budging. I feel like it's a critical juncture in this set right now. Who will blink first? That'll be one by Chatard. Now they've closed it to one. 17-16. Four straight points and a timeout call.
That was a great set by Thatcher. She set that over her head, down the line, and able to get the kill.
One-point advantage for the Irish, but four straight points make it indeed 4 straight points scored by the Trojans. Has that a 1-point game here in set number 2 of the City Alliance semis. Trojans serving after the Irish timeout, and they win the battle there to tie us at 17. A nice block near side.
Chatard on a nice run. If you're Cathedral, your answer to this run is Taylor Lewis. Even if she's in the back row, you need to find her and give her a swing.
Tough touch. The float shot is misplayed there by the Trojans. Irish regaining the lead.
Nice spot there for that shot. Able to get the defense a little off balance with the touch shot. Get the kill.
Hannah's turn for service. And a nice finesse backward shot taken by Thatcher to bring us level at 18.
Great play by Thatcher at the net, just able to put it in zone 4 on a tight ball. You see her just able to, since she's in front row, is able to make that play above the net.
After the Trojans serve, that's initially blocked. They'll go far side with it. Block it, has it blocked, and the Irish go out in front.
Good plays by both teams. Both teams just, it's scrappy, and you can tell both teams want this second set.
Well, this would be a commanding advantage for the Irish in this best of 5 should they take it. Myers cross body, it's blocked by the Trojans.
And a nice big block by Lockett, able to keep it in bounds as well. Stop that free ball play there. They ran the slide to Myers, something that they've used frequently in the first 2 sets.
With great success.
With great success. Lockett was able to read it and get on her hand, get on that cross shot and keep it in bounds.
Thatcher the service. Far side, Kramer, a put away shot. Puts the Irish back in the lead.
Good execution there by the Irish. A nice pass to target. A nice set by Utley. Kramer does the rest. There's your first to 20, Jimmy. Yep. Now it's first to, and you just 5 more. You're pushing 5.
Always feel with Casey's serve as there's an ace. Makes it 21-19. You wonder if you need that 2-point margin to secure the W. You'd wonder if the Irish will be able to get that type of buffer before we get into the 25-plus area. They've done so. Can they maintain it? Remains to be seen. Outside, nice dig. Trojans to answer, and that's airmailed long. 22-19. The Irish have scored the last 3 and are in control. Timeout necessary. We'll step away. Be back after this.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Welcome back to the City Alliance semifinals. Game 1 of 2 tonight here on IndianaSRN. Alongside Clark Chafin, I'm Jimmy Cook. 22-19 advantage Cathedral out of the Chatard timeout here in the second set. Irish lead 1-0 in this best of 5. A critical turning point in this match. And well done out of the timeout by the Trojans to get right back in it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Exactly right, Jimmy. Well done right after the timeout. We got the pass to target. Right side swing, kind of takes the defense by surprise, is able to get the kill, and now you have a serve.
Had been 3 straight by the Irish prior to that. They go outside, and well done. You talked about who you wanted them to get involved. They go to Lewis there, lead back to 3.
Yeah, I would try to find Taylor Lewis as often as I can to close this game out. She's your Mariano Rivera right now. If you're Cathedral, especially now that she's in the front row, you're looking to set her at any point possible.
I'm a Yankees guy. I don't know if you're pandering to me or not, but I appreciate that. It's a shot down the far side. Does it go out or was it touched? No, it was not touched. It is out. And now set point for the Irish.
I think that was a good call by the official. It looked like it was over the block and just wide of the sideline.
Set point. Trojans trying to stay alive. Lewis thought that might be a put-away shot. Great dig there by the Trojans. See if they go back her way. They will, but it's a point for Chatard.
Double contact on that set was the call by the referee, so side out goes to the Trojans, gives them life.
No unforced errors from here if you're Chatard. Margin for error non-existent. Good block. And soft shot that's going to go out, or was it touched?
You called it in.
Called it in. To say it faded into the far side to give the Irish the 25-21 win here in set number 2, and they take a commanding 2-0 lead in this best of 5 in the City Alliance semifinals. What could be a deciding set up next on IndianaSRN.
Conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
I get her, not solo.
You see like this?
Yeah.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Back at Heritage Christian, for the City Alliance semifinals. Got plenty of action across the IndianaSRN family of networks. Bennett Academy and South Bend St. Joseph on Friday night. Evansville Memorial and Vincennes Lincoln as well. Park Tudor and Covenant Christian doing battle. Can't believe you have.
Soft Putnam Eagles and Heritage Christian. Nice matchup for us to bring you to you on SRN.
Terre Haute North and these very Bishop-Chatard Trojans on the football side doing action. That across the IndianaSRN family of networks. Be sure to follow IndianaSRN on Twitter at IndianaSRN. And, of course, go to IndianaSRN.org throughout the week for any updates, stats, scheduling information, and so much more. IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game.
You know, Jimmy, Chatard hasn't won a set, but they have been very competitive. I think they got to be pleased with how well they're playing tonight. I know close and moral victories only takes you so far, but honestly, when they played them in September a month ago, it was 25-10, 25-9, 25-12. So you're right there. That last set was 25-21. If one of those roll shot drops in, you know, things might look a little bit different.
Well, the state of Indiana operates that everybody gets a ticket to the dance, so to speak, when you're playing high school sports, and your goal is to have tough competition, in my mind, during the regular season to set you up for success, or at least a good chance at success when sectional play rolls around. So you're right, at a minimum, Clark, to have a nice barometer to measure yourself against one of the top teams in the state. In Cathedral, you'd hope that you're getting better compared to your early matchup as Chatard strikes first in this third set.
Well, and to your point, Jimmy, they are in different sectionals. They are in different classes. Chatard with the 3A, they're in sectional 27 at Guerin Catholic, which kicks off next week. So, again, building some confidence and looking at their sectional, they got an excellent chance, really, to come out of there.
Outside, that's misplayed in front of the net by the Trojans, and we're tied at 1. Well, unless you're scheduling higher class competition, and they make these schedules years out, of course, but the only opportunity at random during the season to get top-tier opponents is either if you have a holiday tournament that you're partaking in, or as a member here of the City Alliance to get an opportunity against a higher power school in theory.
Yeah, a lot of schools play a lot of Saturday tournaments where maybe 7 or 8 teams are invited and they play the best of 3. So it may not be a full IHSAA sanctioned game in best of 5 sets. It's more of like a club type setting, but still you're playing that competition.
Yep. Irish lead at 2-1. I know I've put you in a couple of tough spots tonight. I'm going to do another one and make you put on the coach hat again here in just a second as the Trojans try to get on the board once again in this third set. It's tough in all walks of athletics, but in particular high school athletics. Keep your head up, keep focused to try to dig yourself out of a 2-0 hole, which is what the Trojans find themselves in now as it's 3-1 in favor of the Irish. What's that messaging that just went on in between games by the Trojans specifically, and how do you try to will yourself back into this?
Well, and maybe Coach Heather Lyon said this, but for me, it's about playing in increments. You know, you talk about maybe football or basketball where you want to win the first 3 minutes or win the quarter. Kind of the same thing, you know, in volleyball. I want to be the first to 10, like you had mentioned earlier, the first to 20. Play the game in increments like that, but Cathedral's come out hungry for this third set and they end it quickly.
Well, and that's what you see from a experienced, highly talented group. What you'd like to see if you're on the Cathedral side of things is there's blood in the water, so to speak, right now. You want to take care of business, close it out, not let this thing go to a fourth set.
Continue to be aggressive, continue to feed Taylor Lewis, and take care of your errors. Make sure you hit the ball in, and you're taking care also of those overpasses. That's 4 or 5 overpasses that Cathedral's put down for a kill.
It was a tight-knit battle in that second game. First game, Irish able to take command early. Couple 3 or 4 points of separation at a time. Looking more like game number 1 here in this third entry as they lead it now 6-1.
And when you get down 5-6-1 and already down 2 sets, boy, it's easy
that
to
morale hole
it's
deeper.
Tough. It is tough, and that's just character of your team. That's just leaders, and hey, we got to have that tunnel vision. We got to have that focus. Let's not worry about score. Let's worry. Just keep playing.
Point for the Irish. Make it 7-1. They've scored the last 7 points here in this third set.
Taylor Lewis, Jimmy, not showing us she's not just a threat near the net, but
does a little bit of everything.
Her digs in the back row and her service game, she's been really, really good tonight.
Does a little bit of everything very well in her repertoire, I might add. 8-1 Irish, really putting the hammer down. We'll take a break and be back in a moment on IndianaSRN.
Needing to hire someone to take care of your loved one when you're away? Maybe your family member just needs someone to talk to when you're not around. Why not contact Indiana licensed Serenity Care Services? Call Angela, owner of Serenity Care Services, at 317-900-6202. Our team of trained and experienced personal care providers are licensed to serve seniors requiring companion care and light housekeeping services in Indianapolis and its 5 surrounding counties. Call us today at 317-900-6202. Now hiring qualified applicants.
Back at Heritage Christian alongside Clark Chafin, I'm Jimmy Cook. Cathedral Irish, the top seed in the City Alliance tournament. One of the top teams in all of high school volleyball in the state of Indiana. In command, 8-1 here in this third set, a best of 5 for the right to advance to tomorrow's City Alliance championship game. Trojans out of the timeout, looking for something to shift momentum. A nice start potentially right there by Amira Lockett.
Yeah, there you see Lockett in the middle of your screen. She's just going to go right behind Thatcher there in a little slower tempo ball. She was able to see the double block and able to find that open space on the right-hand side. Nice little touch kill for her.
Good serve by the Trojans, puts the Irish in a tough spot, but able to keep it alive and in play. This extended rally, Kramer powers through a block to make it 9-2.
And that's kind of been the story of the night. Cathedral sends over a free ball. Chatard, unable to handle that free ball cleanly, has to send a free ball back. And when Cathedral gets a free ball, there's a good chance, a high percentage that they're going to get a kill out of that.
Outside go the Trojans. You can tell we're approaching make or break territory of this third set. Hovering around a 7-point lead right now for the Irish. Kramer blocked. They'll go to her one more time, and that one she wins. Went outside of the back row instead of playing it up front that time.
And Taylor Lewis with the assist. She had the nice hands. Watch this assist right here by Lewis. Nice soft, and that's a hard play for a hitter. It's that Willie Mays ball over your head.
Right.
It's really tough to put down. Nice job there by Kramer to execute that.
Fake over the middle for the Irish. Trojans try to respond, and they do. Make it 10-3.
It's a great set by Lexi Thatcher, just reversing the flow. Everything was going to the outside, and you can see her here just reverse the flow, get it to the right side, move the block. She's done a nice job of doing that all night.
Play towards the back row. Kramer comes up strong. Still active, though, are the Trojans. Lewis with a nice dig there. They'll go to Kramer again. That one received by the back row, but just too tough with how much speed and velocity came on that spike.
Yeah, the 5'10 senior had some heat on that one. Again, she's had a lot in her portfolio tonight, right? You've seen the roll shots. You've seen her go cross. That one was down the line. Gets the kill.
Dills to the back row. A block. Outside. It's a diving effort. Tough to keep it in play. They do near the bleachers, and the Irish are going to keep this point opportunity alive. Float shot. Cathedral. Can they get this one? No, they cannot.
Good
point
hustle
for the Trojans.
Yeah, good hustle by the Irish. They're trying to get that loose ball. It was kind of that 50-50 type of rally that was going on. Both teams sitting over free balls and really scrambling after it. The Irish just couldn't get that last pass over.
Subs there for the Irish. Riley Kramer, the senior, comes in. set to serve. 7-point advantage for the Irish here in this best of 3 from Heritage Christian in the City Alliance semifinal. It's a tough play, and somehow able to make it is Carson Kramer.
Nice serve receive here. It looks like that was Addie Bakemeyer. She was able to get that pass up. Utley was able to get it out to Kramer. Kramer did the rest, but boy, it was a good serve receive by Bakemeyer.
Outside, soft touch shot. Lewis. That's a nice float attempt by Shanks. They'll go to Myers, been quiet for a moment. Not so much there. The sophomore drops it in there nicely.
Well, and you just gotta like the approach of hit it hard, hit it hard, hit it hard, then hit it soft. And that change up there softens up that defense. There's a nice little zone.
Anytime you can keep them on your toes, you're doing good things. Myers powers through a block for the point. 14-4, advantage 10.
Yeah, you go from the tip, the last possession, and there you use your 6'2 frame, tool it right off the top with the block, let it find the court, get another kill.
Largest lead of the match at any point for the Irish there, but the unforced error makes it 14-5, and you feel like this is, don't want to say the last opportunity, but a critical opportunity for the Trojans to try to get some momentum back in this third set. Airmailed.
Tough to gain any traction whenever you have a service error when you really need, your backs are kind of against the wall to mount a little bit of a rally there and string some points together. Cathedral first to 15.
Overhand serve by the Irish, returned by the Trojans. They'll work it short side. And that's out. Just long. 16-5 Irish.
Chatard in scramble mode there. Lockett tried to find that corner, that deep corner. She's had some success. That one was just a little long. And Cathedral keeps rolling, keeps that momentum going here in set 3, looking to close it out.
You surprised at all there hasn't been a stoppage on Chatard's end of things with where this third set has gone?
Yeah, you get 2 timeouts each set. I wouldn't be surprised if they get a timeout here just to kind of regroup. I know they've had one earlier to try to stall the momentum, but Cathedral hasn't looked back.
You're getting close to a territory where it's tough to say it. There's a rallying cry to be had. They are, I think, going to do it here, though. I believe you're right. Let's wait and see.
And it might be something where Coach wants to write it out. And Jimmy, you're right on cue.
18-5, back in a moment.
Needing to hire someone to take care of your loved one when you're away? Maybe your family member just needs someone to talk to when you're not around. Why not contact Indiana licensed Serenity Care Services? Call Angela, owner of Serenity Care Services, at 317-900-6202. Our team of trained and experienced personal care providers are licensed to serve seniors requiring companion care and light housekeeping services in Indianapolis and its 5 surrounding counties. Call us today at 317-900-6202. Now hiring qualified applicants.
Back at Heritage Christian, City Alliance semifinal, our first of 2 matches tonight here on the IndianaSRN family of networks. Top seed Cathedral on top of Chatard, 2-0, and 18-5 here in this third of what could be decisive set. They control the service out of the Trojans' timeout. Outside, there's Lewis. Good diving dig there by the Trojans. And it leads to a point. Well, there's life in a lot of things this Trojan team does well. It just speaks to the level of talent on the other side.
Yeah, and when Lockett, I tell you, when they were in system and Lockett gets her approach and everything's timed up, you know, their offensive system's really good.
play a cross body shot again, and this time it's into the net. So a couple of unforced errors, and again, it's a tight margin, but Trojans creeping back in. Trailed by as many as 13 in this set. They've got it down to 11, and just like that, Irish flex their muscles a bit on that kill riding the far sideline.
Hannah Barbie right down the middle is able to go to that back corner. Here in zone 1. Perfect spot for a middle to go to. Gets the kill and gets closer to 20.
Cameron Utley, the junior, will be ready to serve momentarily.
And now, Jimmy, I think if you're Cathedral, you just want to play clean these last 5 or 6 points. You know, hit your spots, get the ball moving.
Cross body shot. Returned by the Trojans, but a nice win up front. Lockett there for Bishop Chatard, make it 19-8.
Now Barbie had to adjust on this right side. She kind of comes in, isn't able to get much on it, and Lockett's able to put it there for the block.
Outside they go. Dug in nicely. And a long shot by the Trojans. That's the unfortunate part about the hole they're in right now is ordinarily over the course of a match you might be able to not have an unforced error like that be back-breaking, but back to a 12-point lead and the window closes ever so tightly.
Well, and it's completing the play, right? You just had a nice dig, a good pass to target, and the swing goes long. It's about completing that play. That would be the next phase for this Chatard Trojans ball club. And searching for that consistency. There's so many teams looking for that, and it's not like you're playing a team that lacks any talent or size on the other side. That has something to do with it as well.
No doubt. And on top of that, they have that consistency that a lot of teams search for across their entire lineup. Nice shot right in the middle. Diving effort, but could not get there. 21-9.
Nice quick tempo ball by Grace Phelps. You see the ball to target. Phelps is going to run a 31 right in between the middle and the outside, right where there's no blocks. That's part of that creativity that we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast to get hitters around blocks and in different areas.
Morris looked like she might find that line, but again, best judge in the house is that line judge. It's just out, and it's 22-9.
He is right on that line. He's in the perfect spot, and flag went up just a hair long.
Trojans work over there. And drop it in outside. That's down for a point. Well, we have a second one to remind you tonight's game is brought to you by Serenity Home Care. Serenity Care Services is an Indiana licensed personal agency and Medicaid waiver service provider in Central Indiana. They're friendly, competent, and experienced. Their team of caregivers are there for you. Contact them today at SerenityCareServices.net. Shot down the line. Works for the Trojans. They're hanging around, but a commanding lead for Cathedral.
Nice swing by Lauren Shanks. Is able to, they had a really nice transition, got really far past the 10-foot line, able to gather that momentum, really hammered that ball down.
Served in play by Chatard. And that will be airmail. An unforced error by Bishop Chatard, or to make that Cathedral rather, gives Bishop Chatard the point. 23-11.
Yeah, Coach Lyon just making sure, execute the next play. It's only 1 point at a time. There's no 15-point ace out there, so just execute as well as you can each possession.
Myers a nice strike. Thatcher comes right in front. They'll go far side. And I think contact with the net or the carry.
Yeah, I think the ball hit the pin there, and they called it out of bounds.
Yep. So 24-11, match point number 1 for the Irish. Nice block. Trojans trying to put a rally together, and they will stave off for a moment. Now they're in control of their own destiny. No unforced errors the rest of the way. They want any hope of keeping things alive. Match point 2.
Lexi Thatcher got her hand on that loose ball and is able to get a tool shot deflection for the kill.
Riley Kramer to serve. They work outside to Kramer. That's partially blocked, but great reaction time by the Irish to keep it alive, and a good space shot there by Thatcher.
Yeah, nice job by Thatcher in the front row as a setter. You can be offensive-minded in terms of getting above the net. There she was just able to take that left hand, throw it down in the middle of the defense. Nice dump, her second kill in a row.
Match point 3. Looked like it was going to be short, but a beautiful finesse shot. Myers tried to put it away. Trojans were ready. Outside, a good block. One more crack at it. They'll set up Carson Kramer on the outside. And a block by Myers to put it to bed. 25-13. The Irish take set 3, and they take the match to move on to the City Alliance Championship game tomorrow night.
Here you see the last replay, Jimmy, a cut shot. Shanks goes into it, but again, the height, one of the major points that we talked about before the match, making a difference. As here we see Myers tracking the ball, able to get over, and you see those hands pressed down, gets that ball on the court. And the last point for Cathedral as they win 3-0.
Well, you've seen these teams a handful of times throughout. You know coming in how talented this Cathedral team is. Anything surprise you in terms of the way they handled their business tonight?
No, I thought they did a great job of handling business. I was really impressed with their defense. I thought they had really good passing from the back row, which sets up their entire offense, and really just kind of controlled the match. Even when they were pushed in the second set, I thought they always had a response and an answer, especially when it was nip and tuck there of 20-21. They were able to surge ahead and use their experience, use their height to overcome Chatard.
Well, tonight's game, among other things, well, we have a second to give a couple love to our sponsors, brought to you by Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. A great atmosphere for breakfast or brunch. They're open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tammy and her staff waiting to serve you and your family. Try the biscuits and gravy or some quiche. Coach, of course, recommends the BLT. Tam's is located at 6427 Oak Landon Road in Indianapolis. I want to remind you, tomorrow night we will have the City Alliance Championship game right here on IndianaSRN. We know for a fact that the top seed Cathedral Irish will be in that championship game. Who will they face? Well, we'll find out here in just a little bit. We're going to keep the broadcast feed live, but myself and Clark will step away from the mic. She'll have visuals of all the ongoings in between matches here from Heritage Christian, such a wonderful host site, as we await the start of host Heritage Christian against Scecina, a battle of the 3 and 2 seeds respectively for the right to face Cathedral in tomorrow night's City Alliance Championship game. Again, we're going to step off, but the feed will be live and active, and here in about 20 minutes or so, 20-25 minutes, Clark and I will be back for our nightcap here in the City Alliance semifinals. Again, the Irish take the first game, 3-0, advance to tomorrow night's championship, and await the winner of our next match between Scecina and Heritage Christian. Until we talk to you in about 20 minutes, for Clark Chafin, I'm Jimmy Cook. So long, everybody. Talk to you soon. Welcome back to Heritage Christian High School. Once again, a pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to Indiana SRN's coverage of the City Alliance semifinals. This broadcast, along with all IndianaSRN broadcasts, is presented by IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences. Begin your journey today. By the Morales Group, building better futures, one story at a time. Burtner Electric, serving greater Indianapolis and the surrounding counties. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation, we do it all. And Reynolds Farm Equipment, serving our customers and the community since 1955. Once again, a pleasant good evening, everyone, from Heritage Christian High School. Alongside Clark Chafin, I am Jimmy Cook. Thanks so much for welcoming us into your homes this evening, whether this is the first time you're doing so, or whether you joined us for our earlier match between Cathedral and Bishop Chatard. We thank you for doing so. Some of the top volleyball in all of the state takes place right here during the City Alliance tournament. We are down to just 3 teams left. Chatard punches their ticket 3-0 in that first match, and now they await the winner of our second contest between the second seed, Scecina, and the third seed, Heritage Christian. And Clark, 2 equally powerful teams, a match where at least on paper we think might be a little bit more, not that there weren't competitive windows in Chatard and Cathedral, but a more straight and narrow back and forth match, as you might expect when a 2 and a 3 seed match up together.
Yeah, Jimmy, I think you're going to look at a much more competitive game. These teams met August 23rd, and it was very close. Although it went 3 sets, Scecina prevailing 25-20, 25-19, 25-19. 2 evenly teams. Both have their own unique ways of playing. Heritage Christian is going to run a 5-1 offense where they're going to have 1 setter. Scecina will run a 6-2 offense, and Allison Davies, a senior, will be one of the features in that offense. She's a setter when she's in the back row, when she's a front row player. As you see her warming up there on the right side, she's a force to be reckoned with. She's a left-handed right side hitter who can do a lot of things and really makes the offense go for the Crusaders.
For Scecina, we talked about this with Cathedral in our last match, but anytime you have a club that is able to put together north of 20 wins already at this point in the season, we know sectionals are breathing down our necks, taking place next week, but anytime you're able to have that mark in the regular season and have single-digit losses as well, to your credit, means you're doing something special on that side of town.
For Scecina, Jimmy, they've only lost 4 matches. 2 of those have been a New Pal. New Pal is a really powerful team that plays in a great conference, a great volleyball conference. Park Tudor is very talented, has a couple of Division I players on their team they lost, and so is Seymour. Seymour, they lost 2-1, and they've got a girl named Olivia Fish who's going to Wake Forest. So they've been ranked all year. So Scecina has played a tough schedule and has really challenged themselves, and has certainly, I know they won the Southport Invitational in one of those Saturday matches. They beat East Central, and they beat some other teams as well. So have a lot of good wins on their resume, and again, looking forward to sectionals as they are in sectional 42 at Eastern Hancock.
For you, putting on the coaching hat again, but this one is the Cathedral hat, and the reason I ask that is, if you had your pick, who would you rather face between these 2 schools if you're the Irish, as you scout this match and you try to match up with where your strengths lie?
As a coach and a player, you want to play the best. So
sure.
you wouldn't mind playing Scecina, just because they have also a nice resume on top of it. But if you play Heritage Christian, you're not going to be mad either, right? But at least you're in that position. But I would feel like you would want to play Scecina. You want to play the best. You want to earn that right of a city championship. And Scecina, being that 2 seed, only with 4 losses, fits that bill.
Will certainly be a fun match if that is the way it goes for Scecina Cathedral tomorrow night. Again, that'll be right here on IndianaSRN.org for the City Alliance Championship game. Troy Darengowski and the coach Keith Myers will be along for the ride for that one. It'll be a fun broadcast to get us really rolling into our Friday night action. We'll dive into that schedule, I'm sure, as the match unfolds tonight, but plenty of high school football under the lights on Friday night, of course, here on the IndianaSRN family of networks. But before we can get to any of that, before we can get to tomorrow night's City Alliance final, it's set up for who punches that ticket last between Scecina and Heritage Christian in what should be a fun back-and-forth match tonight as we await the start of things. Don't believe, at least in terms of broadcast structure, kind of taking you behind the curtain here for a second. National anthem, I believe, taken care of in that first match. So correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, we got the thumbs up there. All good. So we can shift into your keys and areas of maybe marks that jump out at you for the second match.
Well, Jimmy, I'll start with Heritage Christian. It's all about balance. They've got 4 hitters that have over 139 kills or more. So they've got balance. They don't really rely on one person to say that they feature, that they go to. And so that's a positive. Also, you've got 6 seniors on the team, so you're going to lean on that experience to help you get through this semifinal match in capturing that momentum. And, limit. You can say this for every match and every sport and every team, right? But limit your mistakes. Control what you can control. Keep the ball in play. If you're on system and it's a ball that you can really crush and swing, then get after it. If it's an out-of-system ball, roll shot, try to get them out of system and try to play the next possession.
We saw a lot of physical, high-velocity setups in that first match between Cathedral and Bishop Chatard. Both these teams in Scecina and Heritage Christian have power as well. How critical is that going to be on both sides, both fronts, for the Crusaders and the Eagles to be victorious tonight?
I think it's very important. And if you look at Scecina, like I said, they run a 6-2 offense, and you're going to feature Allison Davies quite a bit. She's left-handed. She's over 200 in a lot of statistical categories. She has 233 kills, 240 assists, 224 digs. So she's all over the place. And what a credit to her to be kind of like that Swiss Army knife where she's just really good at about everything. Abigail McCoy leads the team in kills and also has a .306 hitting percentage and also leads in blocks as well. So she's also a 6th rotation player that doesn't come off the court. And setter Natalie Ballenbacher has 391 assists. So, again, she's setting the table for that Scecina offense when they're trying to strike early and strike often.
Should be a fun matchup tonight. While we have a second, I want to remind you tonight's game is brought to you by Pat Cherry Insurance. Our staff at Pat Cherry Insurance will provide you with over 40 years of trusted expertise and knowledge to help protect your assets. Visit us today so we can put a plan in place for you and your family. Call Pat Cherry Insurance today at 317-849-7000 or email them. That's pat@cherryinsAgency.com. Also, this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. Use of pictures, videos, or audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited. Alongside Clark Chafin, I'm Jimmy Cook. Again, thanks so much for joining us here on a Wednesday evening on IndianaSRN, the City Alliance semifinals. Match number 2, Cathedral already has their ticket punched, probably scouting this match out and awaiting who will join them in the championship tomorrow night to take care of Chatard. 3-0 that a 25-14, 25-21, 25-13 in straight sets. Final there. Heritage Christian and Scecina. Either side would love to have a straight sets victory, get you rested and ready to go for the City Alliance championship game tomorrow. But if any indication, at least on paper, this could be a nice back-and-forth affair between these two clubs.
Well, and Jimmy, if you look at facing Cathedral tomorrow night in the championship, both these teams would have nothing really to lose as they head into that matchup.
That's serving in the back row for the Trojans on the Eagles serve. And we're underway here in match number 2. Cook on the outside. Now near side, that's slightly misplayed by the Trojans, and a point for Heritage Christian. They draw first blood 1-0.
Good attack by the Eagles of Heritage Christian and a nice back and forth rally, able to do a back set to number 9 and gets the kill.
Kaylin Vidoni on the serve. Gets an ace out. 2-0.
Nice serve just there to the zone 5. Able to have that floating serve, just like a knuckleball in baseball. Right. That ball just moves. Able to get in there for the ace.
Got enough to keep you on your toes as you're trying to return that serve. Back outside, and that is long. So the Crusaders have their first point. at 2-1.
Good start, though, for the Eagles. Get an ace, get another point on top. Searching for that side out so that you can get that ball back and have another point. Scecina on the attack.
That's launched and had to go low for that. Did the Eagles on the service from Scecina. That was initially tipped. Going to be a tough chase down, and Carly Minitel unable to track that down, so we're tied at 2.
Abigail McCoy on the outside, her 283rd kill of the year. She's averaging 3.8 kills per set. Hits that cross court, puts the ball down.
Service for the Crusaders continues. Battle out front, partially blocked, and will continue a rally by Scecina. That's airmailed long, and the lead it back to Heritage Christian.
And we could see this back and forth kind of action all night, Jimmy.
That's what we kind of anticipated coming in, and early goings living up to that billing. Stella Childs, the junior, puts that in play. Go far side with it, and a beautiful kill laid down to perfection by Abigail McCoy.
Yeah, I really like it how a hitter can be in serve, receive, and just get that extra momentum running to that hit. That's more times than not, that's going to be executed into a kill.
McCoy steps into it. That'll drop out for a point to Scecina.
McCoy off to a really good start. 2 kills and an ace already for Scecina.
McCoy will take that type of open. He serves it in play. Action in front of the net. Outside, received by the back row. Well struck, but a good dig. And call it 2 hits against Scecina, I believe.
Yeah, violation against the Crusaders gives the side out opportunity to Heritage and ties it up.
Lathrop had to get down for that one, able to keep it alive for Scecina. Block in front of the net, but it goes out. And a point for Heritage Christian.
Yeah, Macy Ward, who leads the Eagles in kills with 181 kills. He's hitting 253 on the year. Gets her first kill of the night.
Cook, unable to get it over the net. We mentioned this a couple of times. In this first match between Chatard and Cathedral, that you kind of expect a couple of rust, so to speak, early jitters in the opening round of a semifinal. See a couple unforced errors here as well by both teams. Here in this opening set. Long rally. Initially misplayed, 1 to get it over. The Crusaders do that. Eagles blocked. Back outside for Wellborn. Ward floats it. Good pancake there. And that'll find the far line. Great rally and won by the Eagles.
Good answer by both teams on that rally. You saw a little bit of everything from a miss overpass play by Scecina to a pancake by Messina that you called so well there, Jimmy. And then Heritage able to put it down from the middle.
It'll give the advantage to the Eagles. Make it 6-5 and service is theirs. Olivia Endress with those honors. Outside go the Crusaders, and that was a tough play. Well-designed shot down the line. Brings us even at 6.
Molly Wellborn with her first kill, a sophomore outside hitter again. Just as we said with McCoy earlier, she was there and serve, receive, able to deliver a good pass and rewarded with that good pass. with a kill attempt.
Allison Davies serving for Scecina. Crusaders have yet to lead in this match. They've obviously brought it even a number of times, but not had an outright lead of their own, and they won't have it there. It was a nice battle won by Hannah Cook, 7-6. Heritage Christian.
Yeah, setters love to see, you get the setters have this stigma about they can't play defense and everything else, and so Hannah Cook, the junior, gets up for the junior setter for the Eagles, gets up and gets credit with that solo block, gives Heritage back the lead.
So now be serving. Trojans, Mega Crusaders, I apologize, ready to respond. They are unable to. It's a point for Heritage Christian.
Yeah, just a little too far on that set. Zamaya Slack put it on the other side of the pin, and that was why it was called out before it even hit the floor.
Cook will serve again. 2-point lead, largest of this set for the Eagles.
Comes a free ball. Let's see what Heritage does.
They play it in front of the net to perfection. Well struck and won there by Caitlin Bedoni.
Bedoni, that middle hitter, is able to get that one tempo ball just above the net. Quick pace, able to get the kill.
Serving honors continues for Cook. Crusaders, misdirection shot, and a point.
And they called
2 hits, I believe.
Yeah, a little double contact there, trying to get the ball back over. A lot of times you'll see that on a second pass on a non-setter is where you'll see that double contact called, as was the case there.
Crusaders serve down 2. Opening set of this City Alliance semifinal. Far side. It's a tough diving stop down the line. Would have been close to out, but an effort needed all the same, and the Eagles win the point.
4 contact on that. Good hustle by both teams. Nice play there by the libero for the Crusaders. Sierra Lathrop able to dive and extend herself to keep that play alive. Ultimately ends up in a Heritage point.
Unforced error there, however. Kind of makes it a net gain, but still advantage Heritage, 10-8.
Jimmy, we talked often about momentum and how it's so big in volleyball. It seems like both teams are kind of searching for that little 4 or 5-0 run here.
It's very much a tug of war at a standstill to this point in terms of the momentum. Could be critical to the ongoings of this match, whoever's able to grab it first. Crusaders play in front of the net. Eagles are ready. Blocked, though, well played in the area there. Anna Wellborn, a senior. 10-9.
Good play there by Anna Wellborn. In the block, she's occupying that middle blocking position. Again, it's so important for blockers to press those arms forward and get that ball going down to the floor.
Play in that front row by the Crusaders, and a mistimed, great time shot, but it looked like Cook tried to make the play, didn't know she had help from behind. And it'll bring us even at 10.
Yeah, McCoy, good job by the Davies, the setter for Scecina, being the best hitting option. McCoy on the outside, noticed that wasn't a block and that she could hit a soft one to the corner. Got a kill, but the service there gives the ball back to Heritage.
It had been 3 straight points prior to that. Heritage now in front, 11-10. Action in front of the net, soft shot. Eagles, quick reaction to it, able to somehow get that over. Outside. That's a good paw to keep anything still at play there by the Eagles, but the Crusaders win the battle. We're deadlocked at 11. First tie since 6-6 in this first set.
Yeah, there was some miscommunication there by the Eagles on who was going to set that ball, and it led to an overpass kill by the Crusaders.
Battle in front of the net. Crusaders go outside with it. Nice soft touch shot. Eagles will go outside this time. That's partially blocked, but enough for Scecina to keep an opportunity alive. That was just a tough lead pass. Eagles unable to make the play, and Scecina has their first lead of the ball game.
Natalie Bolenbacher, the setter in this 6-2 rotation now that she's in the back row, did a great job of digging that last ball. She ran through it, which a lot of coaches preach to you to do.
Diving effort by make that a diving effort by the Crusaders on the Caitlin Cook shot, but she's had too much force behind it. Brings us back even at 12. Stella Childs on the serve. That'll be a point for Scecina.
Net violation on the Eagles as McCoy came from the back row to swing. Scecina now takes the lead.
McCoy now to serve with that 1-point advantage in pocket. And that's into the net. A good setup. Just unable to gather it were the Eagles.
Good push there by Hannah Cook trying to get that ball all the way to the outside. That's where the advantage was, the hitting advantage. Just couldn't get it over the net.
Outside, nice strike.
They send a free ball over to Scecina. McCoy digs it out, and just like the play earlier, she runs through the ball. Also, it clears out space. Anna Davies is on the right side for a 9. She's able to put it down for a kill, and Scecina is starting to stretch this lead out a little.
Yeah, suddenly it's a 3-point advantage. Eagles looking to turn the tide back in their favor. Wellborn put that in for the Crusaders, and a nice shot right in the back line where it finds a home for the Eagles, a much-needed point.
Yeah, a nice pass here. Indris right down the middle, able to find a spot in the back row and stop that little run by Scecina.
Far side, that's partially blocked. In front of the net, beautiful strike by Olivia Indris, the senior, to make it a 1-point game.
Yeah, 2 kills in a row by Indris. You know, just like all sports, you start in the middle and weakens that defense. Everything kind of sucks to the middle, and then that way you can get it outside of your other hitters on the pins.
Crusaders, a good answer, finding that far right corner. Give the credit to Anna Wellborn.
That was impressive, Jimmy. That looked like she was almost hitting that on the way down, almost fall down. It was kind of
some extra momentum behind it.
Right, it was a fadeaway, right?
Exactly.
That was a fadeaway jump shot to the corner, but she's able to get her second kill.
Sierra Lathrop with the ace. Found a weak spot in the back row. She's dropped in. Slight miscommunication accompanied that as well. 17-14.
Yeah, it's also one of those seam balls that the back row knows. Most back row defenders, they'll talk about if they have seam right or seam left. They just got to make sure that they communicate which side they're going to.
Communication's so critical, particularly in a match like this. Crusaders outside. Davies finds it down the line.
She's just a smart player there, Jimmy. Her first swing was in zone 2. Her second swing took it all the way sidelined in the corner in zone 5. Just 2 different spots, 2 different speeds. Very cerebral player.
Far side. Eagles looking for an answer, and they're able to power through that block for the point.
And Macy Ward with a roll shot. Her second kill just rolls down the arm of the block. The Crusaders unable to recover.
Andrus. Nice serve. But a finesse look down for the Crusaders to make it 19-14. Another nice play by Allison Davies.
And that's just a great spot on the court, because when the double team's here for the block, it leaves a vacant spot for a soft little tip to get the kill.
We'll step away and be back in a moment on IndianaSRN.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back here at Heritage Christian, the City Alliance semifinals. Cathedral awaits the winner of this match tomorrow night here on IndianaSRN. Scecina leads 19-15 out of the timeout. Here in set number one, this best of five. And a power through a block opportunity taken by Molly Wellborn of Scecina. They lead by 5 now, 20-15, and cross that critical threshold in the first to 20 battle.
You know, we talked about the ability to try to grab some momentum. It seems like Scecina in this back and forth matchup has done that here recently.
Outside all the way there for Ward, and a point for the Eagles.
And a double contact there on the libero, just trying to keep the ball up. A lot of times they'll call that on the second ball. That's not a setter. If it's ball spinning a little bit, that gives them an indication that that's a double.
Hannah Cook prepares to serve with the Eagles down 4 in this first set. Nice float shot. Good diving effort, though, to keep this alive momentarily. But eventually the Crusaders prevail for that point. Lead is 5, 21-16. Opening set. So critical in any moment, but particularly when these teams are as close in terms of talent as you'd expect. But a couple unforced errors have popped up over these last 10 points or so, 22-16.
And that you just got a free ball kill. That was just miscommunication there as Lathrop sends a free ball over and nobody home for the Eagles.
Quick shot there. And a full-scale shot attempt on that kill. Good dig by Hannah Cook that kept that play alive.
Hannah Cook, a setter with defense. And you see the shot by McCory. She's able to get the ball up and play at the net. And the joust won by the Heritage Christian. And they follow that up with an ace.
Couple of points in a row by Heritage Christian. Good look here.
And here's that joust opportunity. It's Caitlin Vidoni able to go up and win that joust.
Minitel with the serve. Crusaders trying to right the ship, but that one just not up high enough at all. And the Eagles right back in it.
Heritage with some momentum for sure.
Scecina wants to try to play through it. Their lead down to 3, been as high as 6, cut in half. Outside, high-end velocity, a great dig by Heritage Christian. They'll go back to the well once more, and that one too tough to handle. He only asked someone to get a dig against McCoy so many times.
McCoy brought the thunder there. She had a second opportunity. Nice play by Heritage to dig up the first ball. But Davies sets her up, gets her a second chance, and she gets the kill.
Eagles, far side. That's powering through a block for the Eagles. Back within 3.
Caitlin Cook with her second kill. Heritage not going away quietly. Again, just kind of 1 point at a time. Play each point.
Stand well within their game here in set 1 as Vidoni's serve. Far side, good block. Crusaders stay right there with it. McCoy tries again, a collision. Eagles got to hurry and get back up, and they're able to get it over the net. One more time, blocked again. They'll go opposite end, and that will just be too tough for Heritage Christian to get over. Set point for Scecina.
Nice job of Davies of reversing the flow there. She had fed McCoy 2 or 3 times. Good cover by the defense, especially Anna Wellborn. Davies in flips it outside to the right side to Slack, and she's able to get the kill.
Good diving effort here in set point. Blocked by the Crusaders. They'll go outside, will the Eagles. And that's blocked and won. The opening set belongs to Scecina. 25-20. It was back and forth early, but the Crusaders able to build a nice little cushion to coast to the first set win. Set 2 up next. You're watching the City Alliance semifinals on IndianaSRN.
Big game by downloading the IHSAA TV app for free on any device. For your iPhone or Apple TV, check the App Store. On your Android or Android TV device, load up the Google Play Store. Have a Roku or Amazon Fire Stick? We have the app for you. Check us out on Facebook Live, Twitter, or YouTube Live by searching for IHSAA TV. Or as always, click to IHSAATV.org for quick and easy access to your favorite IHSAA live and archived events.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Well, we, of course, have high school volleyball ongoing here in the City Alliance semifinals. Let's take a live look in at the college ranks. Hanover and Earlham doing battle on the IndianaSRN family of networks. Hanover took that first set 1-0. Take you to it live.
Didn't play maybe as well as they had hoped they would, but still managed to get the win. Take a look at this one.
Yeah, that flat-footed.
Yep.
You know, you got to be ready on the ball of your feet.
Another good serve. They attack that zone left back to the outside. Big time swing. And there is the left hand again of Young. Boy, she hits it hard.
Got a text from a fan club says, holy moly, this was a great game to watch. Hope they're like that all the time. Great
Sign out
game.
Quakers. Yeah, we've gone back and forth in that first set. Quakers get this one to really put Hanover on the hot seat. Down 2-0 on the road. It'd be really
I want to thank our lead producer, co-founder of IndianaSRN, the always talented Jerry Collins, for putting together that live look in as we're back to action here at Heritage Christian. Eagles and Crusaders vying for an opportunity to be in tomorrow night's City Alliance Championship game, which the Crusaders are well on their way to that, 25-20. Victorious in set number 1, and you pointed during the break regarding the regular season matchup, Clark, that more of the same in terms of Scecina able to do just enough to kind of, have that a toy right in front of Heritage Christian, just pull it right back.
It's like the older brother has the arm out,
Yep.
the younger brother's just swinging underneath, right?
Yep.
The regular season, it was 25-20, 25-19, and 19 to Scecina, and much like this first set, Scecina takes the first set 25-20. Also, if you just look at the stats, they align too with kind of what the season. Heritage Christian has a lot of balance in hitting. You had 4 hitters with 2 kills, while Scecina was led by Abigail McCoy, and then Allison Davies also chipped in. So a lot of balance going on, and kind of as the numbers played out, so did the set 1.
Well, Scecina begins this second set with service opportunities, and out of the gate, an unforced error on the serve. So 1-0, much like they did in that first set. Heritage Christian strikes first.
Anything you can do.
Exactly. 1-1.
Not how you draw it up after a 3-minute set break between between transitions and sets, but start it all over again as McCoy serves.
McCoy now with service, as Clark mentioned there. A nice misdirection shot. Dropped in nicely by the Eagles.
Well, the setter dump there, Hannah Cook got a nice tight pass, and she was able to do that being front row. She's able to get up above the net, use that left hand to place it where she wants to.
Makes it 2-1 Eagles as they now have serving opportunities. Crusaders look to bring us back level, and that was a tough ricochet on the block.
That's one of the hardest things for a back row defense is when the block comes up and there's some sort of deflection. Everybody's in position. It's like jumping to the ball in basketball and defense, right? You jump to the pass. Everybody's in position, but when you get that deflection, you just got to be able to react as soon as you can.
Ward, a nice shot. Crusaders were ready. Another block powered through, and a point for Scecina makes it 3-2.
Molly Welburn, her second kill of this set, her 4th of the night. Sophomore outside hitter.
Sierra Lathrop serves for the Crusaders. Outside, nice dig by Scecina. Cook able to keep that alive, and a diving effort, pancaked low to get that. And it leads to a point for Heritage Christian.
Macy Ward on that cut shot, able to see the double team block coming at her and find that open zone. She puts it right down the net. I think a lot of teams will give you that shot. That's a tough shot to execute. Macy did a nice job with that.
Andrus serves that up to the back row, and a great strike to find an opening by Scecina. It's 4-3.
Keeping them in system. You get a good pass. Good pass oftentimes will lead to a good swing attempt, and in case that was an Allison Davies from her right side position, cross court winner.
Davies now serving. And that shot is long on the far side. Pushes Scecina in front by a little more, 5-3. Saw this start to happen a little bit around the middle portion of the match in set 1. It was back and forth. Heritage Christian actually had a nice 3-point lead, 10-7 at one point in that first set. We're getting close to an area where we talk about these teams being evenly matched. It is true, they both have a lot of counterpunch opportunities, but Scecina, very, very talented team. You cannot afford to give up too many bunnies if you're Heritage Christian.
Yeah, you can't give them too many chances. As an ace there by Davies, their second one of the night. And now they're on a little bit of a roll.
Makes it 7-3 now.
And Jimmy combined that with a service error and 2 hitting errors for the Eagles. You know, those are opportunities that you're not able to give yourself.
Throughout the match to this point, the Eagles have led by, the Crusaders rather have led by as many as 6. Currently lead by 4 here in the second set. Nice block by the Eagles. Or correction, I'm going to say the contact with the net.
Yeah, he just got over the net inside the block and just went down the net. Give her a kill for Molly Welburn. That's her 3rd of the set. Now she's up to 5. Nice feature to have her on the outside.
Use the power there to rifle through it. Soft touch and a good pancake there by the Crusaders. Outside go the Eagles, and that's long. So a lot of unforced errors here by Heritage Christian results in the 6-point lead.
Yeah, that's a great play resulting in a point for your team. That pancake there by Welborn, able to get the free ball over. Heritage wasn't able to execute their offensive play, and that pancake led to a point.
Misdirection shot. Crusaders were ready. Far side. Nice touch there by Ward. And we'll get a point for Heritage Christian off of, I believe, 4 hits.
4 hits there, didn't get over the net, but got Scecina out of system a couple of times there. That's what you want to do when a team's gathering momentum. Just get them out of system, get them out of the rhythm, make them do something uncomfortable.
Cook on the serve. Eagles look to respond from the Crusaders. There's a nice block, but kept in check. That's blocked again. Just so much power up front by Scecina, meeting the power of those Heritage Christian spike attempts. Be a tough play, unable to get it over. 10-4 Crusaders.
Molly Welburn again with the kill. Now she goes back to serve. She's having an excellent second set.
The sophomore measures, puts it in play. Powering through a block. That time was Macy Ward. 10-5.
Right side attack by Macy Ward for her 4th kill, 2nd in this set. She's able to tool it off the block as it goes out of bounds. Sets up Heritage on the serve.
Carly Minitel, the junior. Serves it up. Beautiful attack there, but a nice dig by Heritage Christian. Far side. That one again, another diving effort by Minitel, but too much to overcome from that serving, or make that spike angle rather. 11-5.
Nice transition by Slack. Able to get her 2nd kill as she's going across court from that right side.
Another unforced error by the Eagles. You might see a timeout here soon. And indeed you will. 12-5 Crusaders. City Alliance semifinals. Cathedral awaits. Back in a moment on IndianaSRN. Alongside Clark Chafin, I'm Jimmy Cook from Heritage Christian High School. The City Alliance semifinals out of the Heritage Christian timeout. It's Scecina service. They lead 12-5 in this second set. Lead 1-0. in the best of 5, and the biggest issue before that timeout was unforced errors. Eagles able to pull a rabbit out of a hat there to avoid what would have been yet another unforced error on their side of things. That's dropped in, no errors to worry about there. Just a great play by Abigail McCoy for the kill.
Yeah, Olivia Indris, though, for Heritage just goes really hustled after that ball to keep it in play and set it back. But as you said, you get a team in system, send over a free ball, they get Abigail McCoy in the spot that she wants it.
Far side. Dug in nicely. And a tough play kind of set it up to a tee. Eagles unable to make them pay for that. A soft shot. One to get it over. Cook sends it long. 14-5. Lead is 9. Largest lead at any point in time in this match grows.
And Jimmy, that's an excellent example of volleyball IQ there by Abigail McCoy. She had a ball and where she wasn't transitioning. She couldn't give that fastball. She just did a roll shot, got the Eagles out of system, and led to a point.
Soft finesse shot. Unable to catch the Eagles off guard. That'll be long. A couple of those were the first or second touch within the set, or within the point, I should say. Eagles are playing catch-up, and they've airmailed a couple trying to overcorrect.
Now you feel like you're in that quicksand where you're almost trying so hard, and it seems like Scecina's getting some breaks too.
Yeah, everything going Scecina's way as things stand. Another nice float shot, and a point for the Crusaders. 2 hits the call. You still have that second timeout in your pocket for Heritage Christian.
Yeah, you may want to use it pretty soon before it gets a little too late.
Run out of time. That's going to be a tough play and unable to keep it alive. Great effort there by Minitel, but unable to keep it alive. It's 17-5.
Addison Wellner, who's a junior middle hitter, comes in and gives her first ace of the contest.
It's another opportunity at the serve, and that is just beautifully struck with a little miscommunication mixed in there by the Eagles. It's 18-5.
Back-to-back aces. You see as she's going. The coach is usually an assistant coach who gives you a zone. It scrapes the top of the net, dives into zone 5.
That one again, it's just a tough play. Minitel able to keep it up front and alive. Crusaders on the counter strike, and that's just textbook to McCoy.
Had a free ball play. Davies calls McCoy. When we have a free ball, I want you to go, and we'll run a 32 here, and that's what you notice from McCoy. Comes inside. She's not near the pin. Gives it a little more room to go to the left as well. Puts it down for the kill.
That almost found the line. Eagles very, very fortunate. The service error makes it 19-6. And a strong opportunity to get back in this set for Heritage Christian as Caitlin Vidoni serves it up. Just quick strikes there. Back and forth. And a point for Scecina.
Yeah, net violation, they called that on the middle hitter there of Heritage. And that brings in your second setter. Spolenbacher comes in to serve. That makes Davies now a hitter on the front row as she'll go to the right side. Probably one of the most dangerous combinations with their best set of hitters.
Far side, Eagles, that's blocked, but it goes out. And a point for Heritage Christian.
Caitlin Cook on the kill, her third of the night, first in this second set as Heritage tries to mount a comeback.
It's a slow margin, but they do have an opportunity in front of them. Stella Childs with the serve. And that's a tough effort. Minitel unable to get a clean hand underneath it. 21-7 in serving honors back to Scecina.
That time Allison Davies was on the outside. Normally you see her on the right side, but because of the rotation, she puts it over again.
Cook sends it to the back row. Far side. Welborn on that initial strike, and a diving effort by the Crusaders. Unable to get there. Great play by the Eagles. Well, I tell you, Clark, they're starting to play a little tighter, a little closer, back and forth with Scecina. The problem is with the juncture that we're in this set, you need that in the middle portion of this set.
Yeah, they just dug themselves quite a big hole here as the kind of come to a close of set 2.
Ward, the spike, so you're, again, it might not, we talk about that as a hindsight moment of there were opportunities to get back in the set earlier, but these last couple of points, it might not be an insurmountable hole. Starting to put together a couple of nice exchanges here are the Eagles.
Momentum in volleyball. You saw Scecina capture it there in the middle part of the set. Heritage Christian hoping to catch some magic in a bottle as well.
That's airmailed. Couple unforced errors you weren't seeing by Scecina throughout this match, and through about a set and a half of play, down to an 11-point ball game.
And you let that slip a little bit, maybe that edge, maybe that little bit of concentration being up so much. Here's an overpass.
And finds inside. 21-11. You got to think a timeout perhaps creeping into Scecina's mind here soon to try to regroup things.
Nice play by Olivier Indries there, just swiping that ball to the side on that overpass. If you're Scecina, you got to get that concentration back and execute.
Kaylin Cook's service. And a couple of nice soft touch shots. That one put away by Allison Davies. 22-11 to look back at it.
Yeah, that's that overpass play there by Indris, is able just to put it in the right spot.
Sierra Lathrop serving for the Crusaders, and that's long. So, Clark, let's just look at it from the standpoint of Scecina hangs on to win this. If you're looking for a come-from-behind, full-scale rally by Heritage Christian, a lot of positives over the last 5 to 7 points that make you think this match is closer than what this 10-point margin shows right now.
You're right, Jimmy, and because of that captured momentum there at the beginning, what a neat shot there, by the way, by Davies. Kind of over her head as she sucked the defense in for the double-team block. This is pretty cool. Watch this as she kind of runs behind the setter, and that's a setter kill in a sense, right, that she's dumping it overhead. That's pretty
nifty.
Imaginative, yeah.
Davies serves it. Fight for that call there by the Eagles. And powering through a block on the far side, Macy Ward again. 23-13. Eagles hanging around.
And back to your point, Jimmy, as far as Heritage, you just got to make sure that those gaps of momentum, in your mistakes, that those grow smaller and smaller. You stay with them, you keep playing with confidence, and keep executing. And it's executing all phases of the game, whether it's the serve, receive, or the attack swing.
Ward was blocked, and this is going to be tough. Minitel, one hit to get it over. She does. Well played. Outside, down the line. A fastball with some heat by Welborn. Set point for Scecina.
Nice ball to Welborn. Her fifth kill rather of the second set. Give her 7 for the night to lead the Crusaders. She was able to go down the line where nobody was at.
Welborn into the net, however. So now in control of their own destiny the rest of this set is Heritage Christian. 24-14 it stands, set point. Any unforced errors by the Eagles gives a commanding 2-0 lead to Scecina.
Well, and Jimmy, if you're the Scecina coaching staff, although they've been in control of this set, you got some things to kind of get on the girls about in terms of executing.
Plenty to clean up. But despite the hiccups down the back end of this second set, Scecina able to take it 25-14, and they grab a commanding 2-0 lead heading into what could be a decisive third set. We'll have that for you here in just a moment on IndianaSRN.
That creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. His land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Needing to hire someone to take care of your loved one when you're away? Maybe your family member just needs someone to talk to when you're not around. Why not contact Indiana licensed Serenity Care Services? Call Angela, owner of Serenity Care Services, at 317-900-6202. Our team of trained and experienced personal care providers are licensed to serve seniors requiring companion care and light housekeeping services in Indianapolis and its 5 surrounding counties. Call us today at 317-900-6202. Now hiring qualified applicants.
Back at Heritage Christian High School, look inside the Eagles huddle, searching for answers. Or Heritage Christian trailing 2-0 here in the City Alliance semifinal. Alongside Clark Chafin, I'm Jimmy Cook. Cathedral awaits the winner. We saw them take care of business in straight sets. 3 sets to none over Bishop Chatard. We joked about it a little bit in the pregame that one of these teams would be very happy for a straight set victory. That's Scecina right now as it stands, Clark. An opportunity to take care of business in this final set and have just as much rest as the Irish, save about an hour and a half or so.
Yeah, if you're Scecina, you want to get off to a good start this third set and leave no doubt. Execute at the beginning and try to get on a lead. And if you get jump to a big lead for a team that's already down 2-0, that takes some wind out of their sails, so to speak. So the Crusaders are looking to get a side out here after this first ball as the referees are looking and getting the lineups all figured out, getting set for third set action, Jimmy.
We're going to find out real quick how much, like we saw with Bishop Chatard in that first match, how much fight and kind of digging deep is Heritage Christian capable of. And the answer you would think is a lot. A 16-win team on the season. A lot of pride within this Heritage Christian volleyball program.
And you got 6 seniors on the squad, so as the season winds down, you don't want those memories to fade away. As a nice play by Olivia Indris, her 4th kill. That's 2 or 3 of those kills, though, that she's had tonight has been on the overpass, where you see her select that overpass and just swipe it into zone 2, put the ball down.
All 3 matches tonight have had the same result, and that is a Heritage Christian point to start the set. Answered immediately by Scecina. We're 1-1.
Anna Welburn says, I can do that too on the overpass, and she puts it down. As you see, here's Welburn on the overpass and just tips it below. So many times I see middles trying to swing as hard as they can and either hit it in the net or hit it long. I like that smart play by Welburn there.
That was full speed, and did it drop in? It did. They'll say it is a clean kill for Heritage Christian. 2-1.
Well, that ball had some steam on it, Jimmy. I couldn't tell if that was a back row attack or where that came from, but that was an impressive hit.
Stella Childs now to serve for Heritage Christian. And a nice shot in between 2 would-be defenders.
Just a little roll shot there by Davies, kind of hitting with the bottom palm of her hand. It gets that top spin, really dives down, gets in front of that back row for a kill.
Soft touch by the Eagles. Wellborn, diving effort there to keep it alive. That's a standing shot opportunity. Eagles still had to go low. Cook blocked. And that's just put away with authority on that far side by Allison Davies.
Boy, her eyes got big on that one. That was in the perfect spot. In a little scramble situation. Here's the block. The Eagles keep it alive, but it goes over the net, and Davies knows, I got that one.
Makes it 3-2. Advantage to Scecina. Far side. That's answered with authority from Olivia Endress.
Good response here by Heritage Christian. All right, you have an opportunity to keep battling and go neck and neck. That was kind of one of the themes that we saw from set one, Jimmy, was kind of that tug of war, as you said, right? Kind of back and forth. It took a while for Scecina to grab any kind of momentum in the lead. Let's see if Heritage can now.
Well, one area that you have to be very impressed with is there's a point for Scecina, as you talked about it, particularly in that second set. Hitting errors were the biggest issue for Heritage Christian, but not a lot of service errors in their department. Pretty clean when they had those opportunities. Got to keep a similar mindset, get those hitting errors down here in set three.
Yeah, got to play focused and clean. Start by getting passes to target just like that. If you get the pass to target, opens up your offense. And Olivia Endress has 3 kills here, 6 on the night, 3 in this set. Look at the pass right to target. Cook's able to set up the offense. Double team comes as she able to tip it to that vacant area there in zone 4.
Endress to serve. And that's a tough initial hit, only one to get it over, and the Crusaders will bail themselves out of trouble there momentarily. Powering through a block right in front of the net, Caitlin Vidoni. 5-4 Eagles.
Good serve, got Scecina out of system, had to send a free ball over, and a well-executed offensive play by the Eagles.
Eagles hoping to keep that form up in the serving department. Endress sets up. Outside go the Crusaders, and a block to perfection. Cook and Vidoni combined for that block. 6-4 Heritage Christian.
Heritage trying to capture some momentum as they keep going here. Olivia Endress on a nice little serving run.
The serve it in play again. Right in the middle. Soft touch shot. Eagles were ready. They'll go outside to Ward. And down for a kill. 7-4. Largest lead. Make that matching the largest lead of the match for Heritage Christian.
And Macy Ward with her 7th kill on the night. She is 181 on the season. Good spot for that swing from the outside.
Endress trying to continue her run of good luck, and that one's long. 7-5 Scecina. Well, this is an area, if you're looking back at scoring trends on that first game, this is right around the home where Heritage had about a 3-point lead, and Scecina grabbed the momentum and kind of kept a buffer of about 2 points the rest of the way. A critical spot for Heritage Christian.
Send a free ball over. Let's see what Crusaders want to do. And they can't execute the free ball. 4 hits.
Yep. Unable to get anything done with it. Slack was there on the far side. Makes it 8-5. Cook serving for HC. Outside. And just a mistimed shot, and all of a sudden, a lot of the nice shots, the clever shots that were there for Scecina in the first 2 sets, they're mistimed, they're off by a little bit, and the errors are coming into play.
Kind of feels like the end of that set 2 where there was some little lapse in concentration and execution and allowed Heritage Christian to kind of battle back a little bit in set 2. It kind of has that same feeling here in set 3, but then we have a service error.
And that's where you started to see not so much service errors, but just errors in general, how Scecina built that big lead early on in that second set was because of miscues by the Eagles. You can't afford to have a couple of those string together, as is happening right now. It's now 9-7. Crusaders creeping their way back in.
And Jimmy, just like you pointed out, it seems like it's a mirror image of set 1, right? It's about that same time in the match where the tide kind of shifted, so to speak.
That'll be a tough return opportunity. Eagles able to do so and get it down for a point, 10-7.
Well, those are such tough balls for a setter to set. A lot of times they'll just pass those balls because they're so high. And that was a nice job there by Hannah Cook to get a nice soft pass for the Eagles to get a kill.
Tough initial platform there by the Crusaders. And unable to recover off it. It's now 11-7. Match is the largest advantage for the Eagles at any point in this match. Minitel now to serve. Outside. Tough strike, but it's well dug in by Minitel. Eagles try to turn it around on them. They cannot. Go back to it. And again, Minitel with a nice dig. Really game-changing plays there. And what would have been momentum stolen. They go the other side. Soft touch shot by the Eagles. Misdirection. That won't put them away. Eagles staying true. Far side. That one with a block. It's powered through initially. Outside go the Eagles. That's into the net. Long rally. Scecina comes out on top, but they still trail by 3.
It's just Heritage Christian just scrapping and clawing there Jimmy, trying to they're responding to every free ball and attack that Scecina had. Just couldn't finish off the rally, but good effort by those kids.
Good shot there by Cook. Outside down the line, and it's out on the shot by McCoy. 12-8.
That's the third hitting error for the Crusaders this set, which is also helpful for the Eagles of Heritage Christian to have that lead.
Furthest into a set in this match that Scecina has held an advantage. Where we stand right now, that Heritage Christian has held an advantage, rather. The Eagles just staying right with them. Back and forth, but a nice cross-court shot. Drops down, makes it 12-9.
Good aggressive play there by Zariah Slack. Last time she had an attacking opportunity, the pass was just a little too wide. A better set this time. Was able to get her to go cross court for her fourth. As that serve receive hits the ceiling,
yep,
you kind of tell.
Tough to play that off the ricochet.
Tough to play that off the ricochet for sure.
Natalie Bullenbacher with the serve. Can she find the line? No, she cannot. It'll be out on the far side. Another service error by Scecina. And the lead now at 3, 13-10.
Just another unforced error. That's the fourth kind of unforced error in terms of keeping the ball in play this set.
Give the rest of your weapons an opportunity. Keep action alive. That's powered through a block, but Minitel again nearly saved another point. Unable to complete that process, though, and it's 13-11.
Good effort by Minitel. One-handed kind of stab at it and really got it to target. She put it right on the eagle, which is where a setter is going to want the ball, somewhere in that vicinity.
Crusaders service in front of the net, and a kill. 14-11. Eagles by 3. Well, you look at situationally I mean, we talked about this, Clark, but number of close scares for Scecina against Heritage Christian this year, but ultimately able to take care of them in 3 sets and already 2 sets here tonight. Almost becomes a little bit like, as there's a point for Scecina, like a boogeyman, so to speak, in terms of what do I have to do to put this team away. Just for a set, not for the match, just 1 set. Eagles in an opportunity to try to do so, but it leads down to 2.
Well, it's that, what do they, get over the hump, right? You
Right.
just got to get over the hump. If you can get 1 set, then maybe you can get 2 and ride that. Boy, confidence is just such a big thing with any athlete.
Well struck by the Eagles. Far side. That's a diving effort. Minitel has a play on it and somehow keeps it alive. Great tracking of that ball the whole way. Tipped. Minitel ready. You can kind of feel the tension on both sides at this point, and it'll get the Crusaders back within 1.
Well, the idea was right there by Indris. I mean, that's when a setter wants to dump, when you've had a big rally going and you're anticipating someone to hit and you kind of sneak it in. Just couldn't get it over the net, but a good rally there by both teams to withstand some free ball attacks.
Misdirection by the Eagles. They go far side, a little float shot, diving effort. Eagles all over the place trying to make that play, and they will. Outside with authority. Dropped in there. Davies, haven't had to say her name a ton in this particular set. Puts her fingerprints all over that one.
Nice pass by the Crusaders. A quick little set to the right side. Davies hammers her down. She now has 11 kills.
First tie since 4-4 in terms of this set specifically. A block there by the Crusaders. And a beautiful shot on the far side for the Eagles to regain the lead.
Vidoni with a nice shot there through the block. Tools it off there, and ball finds the ground. Give her another kill, her 6th of the night. Heritage Christian with some belief, Jimmy. We got to believe.
They got a little bit of life. And a lot of that's been because they're strong serving in this set. Been able to keep them in play and have opportunities to strike. Battle in front of the net, and it's going to be a point, 2 hits, or 4 hits rather. The call against Scecina. 16-14, a little 2-point cushion.
Tight pass there. Davies wasn't really able to have a really angle to just punch the ball over. Led to a point.
You mentioned Endress being so effective with her serves earlier in this set. Definitely the right person you want to have serving for Scecina, or for Heritage Christian rather, but sometimes power wins out. Allison Davies, another strong strike back within 1 of the Crusaders.
Boy, when she just transitions and backs up and everything's in rhythm, she's just explosive, and she has a really just a heavy ball that just finds the court.
She now serves. Nice misdirection, just got a paw on that, and that'll find a home. 17-15, another critical point won by Heritage Christian.
It's back and forth. Hannah Cook with the dump. It gets retrieved over, and she says, well, I can do it again. She sees a good court vision there by Hannah. Saw that back corner, that zone 1 available to her.
Put just the right amount of power on it as well.
Just enough heat, and with a little bit of accuracy, able to get the kill.
Cook serves it up. On that far side, Minitel's there. Ward. Outside other side, that's high in the air off the block. Minitel keeps a chance, and it stays alive. Near side, nice dig opportunity, and Minitel unable to get a paw on it. 17-16. Scecina back within 1.
Yeah, it looked like the Eagles players wanted one of Welburn's swings there that thought they might have hit the pin and been out. The down ref didn't see it that way, and the play kept going, and side out goes to the Crusaders.
Nice attack, but the Crusaders were ready for it. Soft touch there by Cook. Minitel sets up a beautiful shot Far side for the Eagles. That's just full-scale power on display yet again by McCoy. And now we're deadlocked at 17. How do both these teams respond? A race for 8 points.
Well, if I'm Scecina, I'm going to Abigail McCoy right now. She's your front row hitter. And if it switches around and Davies is the hitter, you're going to one of those two for sure.
An unforced error, though, by Scecina. Felt like they were starting to grab momentum back in this third set. They give it right back, and now Heritage Christian in the driver's seat.
That's just a backbreaker. You've got momentum. You've climbed it, tied it back. And then to have an unforced error. See if Heritage Christian can capitalize.
Far side, power again. And that'll hit the top of the ceiling and just be unplayable for the Eagles. So we're back deadlocked at 18.
Jimmy, just think about how hard of a hit that is, that it hits your arms and goes like 40, 50 feet in the air.
In about 1.2 seconds, yep.
Yeah, it's coming at him.
Crusaders serve. And that's well done for an ace. Potentially, Minitel tracks that down. I beg your pardon. No, it will be an ace. Good, give credit. My goodness. To Carly Minitel, she ran all the way down the far side to try to make a play on that. But now the Crusaders, for the first time since it was 4-3 in this set, take the lead.
Big possession here. See which team can kind of grab a hold of a 2-point lead.
Outside, a little punch shot there. Tough play. Minitel can't keep it alive. 20-18, Scecina.
And Jimmy, Abigail McCoy with 3 kills here in the last little bit with an ace.
Heritage Christian wants a timeout. We'll take one as well. Back in a moment.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
5 kills.
20-18 your score. Advantage Scecina. They have their largest lead in this set and currently in possession of their first lead since it was 4-3. It had been back and forth, the lead by as many as 4 for Heritage Christian. But now a race for these final 5 points for Scecina. Eagles need 7 to keep the contest alive. Out of the Heritage Christian timeout. See what the Crusaders do. Powering through a block with authority is McCoy. And now it comes into that play we were talking about earlier, Clark, regarding this being such a tough team to put away for the Crusaders. They're in the form of the Crusaders for Heritage Christian. Now it's a 3-point lead.
And they call an out of rotation, which is a tough.
Truly backbreaking at that point.
Yeah, that's a tough call. That's a tough spot for the Eagles to be in, to give up a point without even having an opportunity to try to play the possession out.
So now, suddenly in 2 blinks, it's a 4-point lead for Scecina, but they give it right back, as we've seen a couple times in this third set. 22-19, door not closed on Heritage Christian.
Yeah, third service error of this set, 8 for the match. And like you said, Heritage Christian with a chance. So you're saying there's a chance.
Got a chance. Got an opportunity. Caitlin Vidoni on the serve. Nearly dropped in an ace. It's a beautiful dig attempt. Successful by the Crusaders. And that was a mistimed block. Well done and well struck by Caitlin Cook, and now it's a 2-point game.
Caitlin Cook with her 5th kill as we see it. Cook to Cook, right off the top of the block.
Momentum appears to be back with the Eagles. Far side, that'll reset things. Well, if you need a trump card, Abigail McCoy or Allison Davies are your answer. The former, the one delivering the blow there.
Well, Abigail McCoy has been the go-to person in this set. When the chips have been down, they've pushed it all in on her. They've said, we're going to rely on your arm and your decision-making. She's made some good choices as far as placement and got the Crusaders a lead, and then a huge ace.
A massive ace. Leads now to match point. Cathedral awaits. Natalie Bullenbacher serving for the match. Minitel there. Outside. Crusaders go far side with it. Once more, why not? They'll go to McCoy. This time, no power used. Just a nice off-speed finesse shot. 25-20. A carbon copy of that first set. And it's a straight sets win for Scecina.
Scecina with a great response. I thought Heritage Christian came out in that third quarter and was really hungry and determined. Scecina, though, on the arm there in the third set of Abigail McCoy, finishes with 12 kills, and they did a nice job of closing out the match, and they'll get to play Cathedral 1 versus 2 tomorrow night.
Well, while we have an opportunity, it happens sometimes in these matches how fast-paced they can be. Want to give some love to Telemetry Sports, Serenity Home Care, Tam Sweets and Savory Cafe, Pat Cherry Insurance, IHSAA officials, and Indiana Mulch and Stone, a couple of our sponsors here on Indiana SRN. Well, the field is whittled down to 2 teams, and boy, could you have asked for 2 better teams. It's the top 2 of the City Alliance tomorrow night, right here on Indiana SRN, as top seed Cathedral takes on the 2 seed Scecina. That'll be a matchup for you that you're not going to want to miss. Troy Darengowski and the coach Keith Myers will be along for that one. And then, of course, on Friday night, we will have for you a slew of games on the Indiana SRN family of networks. Go to IndianaSRN.org for those times and listings. Scecina victorious tonight. Clark, some final thoughts on what has been a thrilling evening, albeit in straight sets for both matches. Thrilling matches all the same here in the City Alliance Finals.
Yeah, it was some really good competition tonight. Certainly in this second match, 25-20 in 2 sets, very close. Both teams really battled and fought hard, and I thought even in our first match tonight, Chatard really put some pressure on Cathedral in a couple of those sets, and have a lot to look forward to as they end the season. So City Tournament Championship tomorrow, the sectionals next week. A lot of fun, a fun time for volleyball right now in the state of Indiana.
It's the home stretch of volleyball. We're happy to be able to bring you all the coverage right here on Indiana SRN. The executive directors of Indiana SRN, the coach Keith Myers, and our producer tonight extraordinaire, Jerry Collins, doing a wonderful job behind the ones and twos, and the tip of the cap to all of his staff out there doing a great job getting us all of our shots throughout the night here on Indiana SRN. Again, the championship match is tomorrow night. Troy Darengowski and the coach Keith Myers will have that for you between Scecina and Cathedral, and then high school football Friday nights on Indiana SRN. Go to IndianaSRN.org for all the scheduling information. Tonight, Scecina, straight set victory over Heritage Christian. They get it done 3-0. For my partner, Clark Chafin, I'm Jimmy Cook, saying until we talk to you next time, so long, everybody.
a member of our crew as well as Dick O'Day from South Bend, Indiana, passed away just recently, died of cancer on Sunday. Carol talked to me and said, Dick, he really enjoyed doing those ICST games and would go back and listen to the old archives back in the day when he was ailing, and said, boy, if I could just relive that. And he now is in heaven, and going to miss you, Dick. And Carol, I love you a lot, and we really appreciate what they've done. And that's our second member we've lost this year.
Yeah, it is.
Sylvia's doing well, though. The McClure family's doing well, and Sylvia's doing well. But, this is why we do it.
Yeah.
Because of people.
It is, and the young student athletes like what we see here, and a lot of these players that you see, we have either watched or had noticed them in high school, or if you're from Indiana, of course. So we're very familiar with what they're capable of doing. Hanover will try to win it right here. Side out Panthers to open up this fourth set. Harrington to the outside for the Quakers. Quick push of the right hand by Schick and misplayed on the sideline. I was going to point out one thing, Coach. Earlham's attack by set numbers have gone from 72% to 33%, and that's really where they've been hurt.
Yeah, that's where they've been hurt.
They're going to have to find a way, as that's going to be number 11 now on Hanover. But I'll tell you what, the game plan, though, for Hanover was on that serve, if we can get it in play, we're going to go middle back, and that's been a huge plus, too.
That's where they got a lot of their points.
Yep. So now tied at 1. Middle short set. Played well, back set, Young.
Good
Hanover
push
from behind the attack line. Young will just push that one across. Basically a free ball here for the Panthers. And that went short. I don't believe C.C. Schick got all of it, but just enough to fall in.
You saw the collision, and you just see her, move out of my way. I got to get to the ball.
Side out Panthers. This will be Wagoner. Wagoner, I'm sure, has a few of her fans here coming over from Indianapolis. Boy, I tell you what, you don't cover that middle, somebody's going to find it, and the Quakers did.
Well, the Quakers are playing for their life. They have to win this one, or they know it's over. And they lose an advantage of having a home court advantage.
Yeah, yep. And you don't want to fall to 0-2 in the conference, but that's misplayed on that back row by Wagoner.
Nobody talked.
Nope. Somebody's got to be there to receive it. So now the Quakers take a 3-2 lead. Boy, that's a good serve. They went after Elliott Mays on that left sideline. The ace for the Quakers. And Earlham is now up 2. On the serve is Fuller. Down the line, Young, and another point. I watched Coach Pete over there, and he's making some motions to his players. And
he's chewing on some fingernails tonight.
To the outside, double block. One of those is Young, the other one is Liv Kirk, and all the momentum now in favor of Earlham.